Welcome, H3 Warriors. Today, we go to war. What do we go to war against? What are we going to war against? Microtransactions.
In video games.
We're going to war against video games.
No. Microtransactions in video games.
Okay, and YouTube. You had mentioned you wanted to go.
I'm so mad at YouTube right now.
Today, we go to war over microtransactions and YouTube.
And bad teeth.
No, you got
beautiful
pearly whites. Thank you to Stamps.com and MeUndies. Our guest today, if you couldn't tell, is the wonderful Boogie2988.
A lot of people may not be able to tell because I look like a complete different person. I mean, besides losing now 250 pounds, 150 since the surgery, then I've got the brand new teeth, which is really weird because I'm still getting used to this. This is 3 weeks I've had these teeth. And then, I don't know, I changed frames, and everybody's like, you look like a hipster now. I'm like, I just trying to look like Game Over Greggy if the Depression finally won for Game Over Greggy. I want to look like Greg Miller as if, like, he just gave up. That's what I was going for.
Well, you really have transformed, and I love that you regularly come and check in with us, because from the first time, this is your third time on the show now, right?
How many three-timers do you have? I'm
maybe like zero, actually. You may be the first three-timer.
Well, thank you for having me three times.
I mean, I love having you. You're one of the best guests ever.
Yay.
For the first time you came in here, you were with your now ex-wife, and you could not enter unassisted.
Right.
I remember you were in such excruciating pain. Honestly, it felt so horrible for you, like just seeing you go down the stairs and trying to go out. You had to like sit and take a break. Now looking at you, you told me you were just walking around Universal for 5 miles.
I did like 5 miles at Universal, another mile around Hollywood that night, and so 6 miles in a day. And I'm a little sore from it. I have some blisters.
Well, I would be too.
I would be.
Yeah.
And for those of you at home, by the way, who are dealing with my now lisp, it's temporary. My teeth. I'm just getting used to my new teeth. I'm only 3 weeks out, so if you can tell my voice has changed a little bit, it's going to get better.
I don't really notice it that much, but I understand you. It's probably more noticeable to you.
Self-conscious,
but you just got brand new teeth 3 weeks ago. Why did you need teeth? I mean, I know. Why did you need new teeth? Did they pull all your teeth out? Like, tell me.
So, like, hereditarily, my family has the worst teeth. And my mom and my dad were in dentures by 40. And I probably needed to be in dentures by 40. My brother has struggled his whole life with implants and stuff. My sister has she lost all of her teeth and had to get stuff early on in her 20s. So I had just had this fatalistic attitude about my teeth. One day I will get dentures and I just won't worry about it. And I definitely didn't have...
For the record, you don't have dentures. You have, like,
No, these are implants.
That's the real deal.
G4 by Gulpa.com are the people that did it. And they have, like, a cutting-edge technology they call the G4 system. And basically, they screw metal posts. They pulled out all of my teeth. I only had 17 teeth left.
Out of how
32.
Many? Oh, wow.
Wow.
14 were infected. I was walking around with 14 rampant infections in my face.
Was your mouth in pain?
All the time.
Oh.
All the time.
Jesus.
The day after surgery, I was in less pain than I was the day before. And that's after them cutting me wide open, right? So they remove all the teeth, and they cut open the gums, and they go in, and they shape the bone, and then they put in metal posts, and I'm like half conscious during all of this. Like if you watch the video on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Boogie2988, type in Boogie teeth and you'll see this video. I even show where they spliced me open and put in the metal teeth. But I was so awake, they're like, give me a thumbs up. And I'm like, because I was conscious, but I don't remember it.
Why did they keep you conscious? Was that
they wanted to make sure that I could answer commands and stuff. When we need you to open your mouth, we need you to lean over, we need you to set up.
They need you to maneuver.
Right? But they also give you like a Twilight drug so you don't have to remember any of it. So I don't. Thank gosh. And they gave me some painkiller too, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But they put in these metal posts that screw into your skull and then screw into your jawbone. And then they put bridges that are then screwed onto those metal screws. And I can go to them and they'll take these out and they can clean them, and I have to do that at least once a year. And
for real, they take them out.
Yeah, they literally just unscrew it, and I can't do it at home, right? Because it's special tools and stuff. But if the bridge ever broke or anything, and so a lot of people don't realize this, the gums.
The gums look hella healthy, bro.
And they're prosthetic as well.
They gums.
Are.
So
look at that.
yeah, look at that.
What? It looks so
natural, right? But if you can really see, and you can see where they meet my actual gums, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't look. I honestly, even looking at it closely, I can't tell.
I feel like, and the internet seems to keep telling me that the upper row is a little too big, but I like them, right?
What do they mean? The top?
Maybe the top two teeth are a little too big for my face or something, but I like it. And so this is one of those instances where the internet has been kind of mean. A lot of people, mostly supportive, right? Some people are like, "Oh, you look like SpongeBob in that one episode," or "You look like the guy from the Two Fairy Godmothers," or what. Here's the fuck you. Okay, number one, fuck you. All right, I didn't do this for you. I don't care if you like it. I did this for me. I wanted to get out of pain. I wanted to get out of infection. I wanted to look a little better. Sure, I'm human. I don't really care how I look, but I care about not hurting all the time. And the other reason I did is because the company that's doing this, they agreed to give away to people who are in need.
Oh, for real?
12 surgeries over the next year. So they just announced that. If you go to g4byglobal.com, I think it's like a sub-site. I'm not sure it's linked on the main website, but if you search for it, they want people to submit like stories and videos and pictures, and they're going to pick 12 people and do the surgery.
It really
for free,
is a
the same way they
life-changing.
did for me, right?
It's a life-changing thing.
Right.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Well, I told them if somebody comes in and mentions my name, I want to talk to every person that comes in and mentions their name, right? So we had the first person come in that mentioned seeing my video, and I've been like texting him back and forth. And he got his teeth 2 days ago, and like just coaching him through it and like the healing procedure. And because my healing procedure was atypical because I'm a YouTuber. And I know that sounds weird.
You mean because you have to show your mouth?
Well, not only that, but because they told me, go home and talk as much as you need to, because you're going to need to learn how to speak and eat soft foods for the first couple of weeks. But you can eat some rougher stuff. You're going to be fine. Like salad, don't worry about it. Eat some broccoli, you'll be fine. Avoid nuts for now, right? And so a week after the surgery, I started bleeding. I was doing PK, Woody's Gamer Tag, his podcast, and I started bleeding. And so I call my doctor, and I'm like, "Doc, what's happening?" And he goes, you maybe have ruptured one of the stitches. Have you been eating a lot? I'm like, "Doc, I'm a fat guy. Yes, I've been eating a lot, but I've been eating soft foods." He's like, "Are you talking a lot?" And I'm like, "No, I'm barely talking. I did a 4-hour podcast today. I filmed a YouTube video. That took an hour of talking. And then I streamed on my Twitch channel for 3 hours. I barely talked for 8 hours today." And he's like, "Shut the fuck up and sit down, because you're causing your mouth to bleed, because no one talks for 8 hours. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? What's my job?" Right? And so I bled for like 3 days straight.
Wow. Like a lot of blood.
Just a little bit. It feels like a lot when it's coming out of your mouth because it mixes with saliva and stuff.
Right.
And so like on the third day, I messaged him and I'm like, "Hey doc, I've been bleeding for 3 days. Should I be worried?" He's like, "Steve, half the population bleeds for 3 days. Woman up. Okay, you're going to be fine, right?" I'm like, "Okay."
Woman up?
Yeah, he said woman up, because half the population literally bleeds for 3 days of the month, right? He's like, "Woman up, dude."
Completely
and I'm like,
missed
"Oh,
the
you're right. I guess I'm being kind of weak here, huh?"
Yeah, but I think if women were bleeding from their mouth, they'd be more concerned too.
Yeah, maybe, but you know, I mean, like, I was worried about blood loss and everything else, but he's like, "No, you're fine."
That's a line he uses a lot. He's got patients bleeding from their mouths. He's like, "Woman up, baby."
He said it's the only time that's ever happened.
That's a great line.
The only time anybody has talked himself out of out of the recovery. You know.
How much does that procedure cost?
It's expensive.
Yeah.
If you have like Medicare, I think it comes in like $11,000. My surgery would have been $38,000, I think, or $30,000, something like that.
That is restricted,
right? But
I mean, it's so good, it's so life changing. But man, that's really
so you can
pricey.
get implants for like $5,000 a tooth, and so if you need 32 teeth replaced, like I did, that's way more expensive. Like it's $150,000 or something.
Yeah.
This procedure is cutting edge. It's been done like 10,000 times, I think. Now he's done it. And there's like the all-on system, and then there's the G4 system.
What's cutting edge about it?
Like, it's a much faster turnaround. It's a lot easier, and it's a lot less expensive than the other options. And so I was really surprised, really glad to do it. But the reason I did it is because Jake the Snake Roberts, I've talked to him like once. Diamond Dallas Page, me and him are friends. And Jake got the procedure done, and it went viral, and like a lot of so that's why I would reach out to the company. I'm like, "Please help me. I will proselytize. I will go on the H3 podcast and I will tell everybody that's listening there that you guys offer this service, because I know there's a lot of people out there." But when they agreed to do it for like 12 other people, how do you not do it?
Yeah,
even if I didn't want to do it at that point, I would still do it. I don't know. Your teeth
I want some new
gorgeous
teeth.
Your teeth are gorgeous.
You know that there's people in Hollywood, and I'm almost sure this is true. who have teeth like mine that are fine, but not like extraordinarily beautiful or anything. And they'll get these motherfuckers yanked and get beautiful brand new teeth in.
Or veneers. I was talking to.
I swear, bro. Why is it that everyone in Hollywood is walking
through it unless you needed to medically?
Because you have like beautiful, perfect, picturesque
Was it a
teeth.
fun procedure for you? I'm sure.
It was not great. The first 24 hours was not great. The first week was not great. But after the first week, I was in far less pain than I was any other point with my teeth problems.
Bro, you think that getting fake titties is pleasant? They do. They get fake asses. Kim Kardashian has like 2 cabbages in her ass.
Right.
I mean, have you seen? I'm telling you, like.
I guess I don't know.
We gotta find pictures of like celebrities with like ridiculously perfect teeth. You can almost tell when they're fake.
I always wondered if Jim Carrey's teeth were fake because they're
Jim Carrey. Let's hold him up. Hold him up.
You ought to bring up a before picture of my teeth. Because they're so bad. Looks like the broken picket fistons around my dead soul.
This guy doesn't. This guy's
just
got
sent you a link on Discord of it's got some pictures of some celebs that have done it. Yeah.
Oh, we got celebs that have done it. This is what I'm into. This is what I'm in.
You're right. I mean, the second one down is Hillary Duff, and they have before and after, and her teeth were fine.
Really?
Yeah.
What? That's not real.
No. I don't know what's going on with that one.
No, that's not real.
Scroll down one, though.
What the fuck is that?
The second one is very obvious.
The Duff. Yeah. Wow. Bro, I'm not convinced about that one either.
Here's what I will tell you. People treat you different when your teeth are
This is real.
It's so weird.
The Clooney, but then you can kind of see, like, what is going on? Like, do you see what I'm saying, Elo? Like, what is with these beautiful, perfect teeth that they have? Like,
I know Americans are obsessed with
They are.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
okay, get a load of this.
I think that's why I'm so shocked that anyone would do it unless they had to, like medically. Like,
well, think about this. It's normal to put braces on kids because their teeth need to be straight and perfect.
Right.
I mean, that's a straight up cosmetic surgery.
Right.
It's crazy.
But like you just said,
people treat you
better.
So on the way back home from surgery, I noticed for the first time, I was going through the airport, and every time I've ever gone to like the airport, the girl behind the counter does this. She's like, "Hello, sir." Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, where are you going? Mm-hmm. Did you have your ID? Mm-hmm. And the very first person I interacted with after surgery, she's like, "Hi, sir. How are you today?" Mm-hmm. "Yes. Do you have your ID?" Like direct eye contact the whole time. And then I stopped to get a sandwich, and the guy behind the counter's like, "Hi, how are you today, sir?" And I'm like, are people really this shallow? Does it make
no? I don't.
Big of a
I don't
difference?
think it's shallow. I think that you just want to divert your gaze because you don't want to stare or be rude or something.
Maybe, right?
Maybe.
I don't think that it's like, oh, he's so hideous, I can't look at him.
Right.
I just think that it's like,
because I do that same thing with attractive people too. I'm like, I have to stare directly in your eyes with them because I don't want to look at those delicious man boobs you have.
Right.
Right. I don't want to
so
be caught.
It's that.
Right. It's that.
Yeah,
right?
it's that. But what do you? I mean, that's a cosmetic surgery.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But do you see what I'm saying? Like, it does make a difference. Like, she's got these celebrities; they have to be perfect.
Right.
Right.
They got the fake ass. They got the fake tits. Let's get some fake teeth in there too.
I mean,
Why
I guess
not?
if it makes you feel better about yourself, I'm not one to judge. But
wait,
at the
isn't
same
Courtney Love's
time-
song "If It Makes You Happy"?
Yeah. Right.
If it makes you happy, look at that beautiful date. Yeah, you're in an exclusive club now, Bugs.
Hell yeah.
Chris Rock. Look, I'm telling you.
His teeth were great before.
But
I don't
there's a
even know
gap.
which is-
There's a bunch of gaps.
Yeah.
I think a gap adds personality.
I agree, but they disagree. Winston Churchill, mother F what?
What did he get? Wooden teeth back in 1803
Ben
or
Affleck.
whatever?
Look how
Ben
messed up his
Affleck.
teeth are, dude.
Yeah,
His teeth are
that's
perfect now.
Friend
Yeah.
of the show.
Yeah, he's a friend of the show. So there you have it. I'm telling you.
I love the smile.
50
man.
Cent. Look at that beautiful smile.
Oh, that's a smart call. But like some people get just veneers as well, right? Like
so
that's
you're
an
right.
option.
Jim Carrey apparently. Oh, a chipped tooth. Come on, get out of here with this.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at that beautiful teeth.
Oh, those are
Jane.
perfect, right?
Yeah.
I didn't want mine to be too perfect,
Okay.
so I asked for
Let's
longer
all replace our
canines
teeth.
because I didn't want it to be perfectly even. You know?
Yeah. No, I feel you. You can't go.
Right. I don't want it
You
to be
can't get
perfect.
too
even.
greedy.
All right. So I asked for longer canines, and I jokingly said, "Can I get vampire teeth?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What?"
Show me.
He's like, I didn't get them.
It looks normal.
But he's like, if you want weird teeth, you come back in here with some money. We'll make whatever crazy teeth you want. We don't care.
See, if I was your doctor, I'd be like, trust me, you do not
right.
want that.
So I want like giant werewolf green teeth or something. I don't know. Like I want to like get a grill. I guess they can make me a grill now.
Sure.
Right? Except it wouldn't be a grill over these prosthetic teeth. It would just be the teeth, right? It's a permanent grill.
Man, that's crazy.
What is the maintenance like?
It's a pain in the ass. So number one, obviously, since my teeth were rotting out, I didn't have a very good maintenance routine. I did mouthwash twice a day, and I was done.
You didn't brush?
No,
because it hurt to brush.
Really?
It was painful. It was excruciating. I would bleed every time I tried to brush.
Oh,
I had like 17 teeth anyway. But like, could you imagine when you have an infection, taking a toothbrush over it is miserable. So I would just hit mouthwash 2 or 3 times a day. Now I've got to brush after every meal. I have to wash my mouth out with mouthwash after every meal. I have to floss, but you don't floss between the teeth because there is no gap between these teeth.
Whoa.
The gap is between the gums and the bridge.
So I have to take threaders.
Right, I have to start off with water pick to make sure there's nothing under there. And then I have to take those threaders. And actually, I'm not flossing the bridge. I'm flossing the metal posts.
Oh my
because
goodness.
Those metal posts build.
So there's no gap. I was wondering, there's no gap.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass
to do that.
Yeah, that's pretty intense.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, but it's worth it. I mean,
of course.
Once you have teeth this nice, I'm going to take care of them for the rest of my life. I'm so excited to have them. Right?
Yeah.
I if I had nice teeth growing up, I might have taken care of them. You know. But it's been really weird. Like you mentioned at the start of the podcast, the ability to walk. This morning I woke up and had another creator wanted to eat lunch before I came to the show, and I'm like, okay, where do you want to meet? So we walked for 2.5 blocks, and I didn't think about it.
That's
and I'm
incredible.
like sore. I have blisters on my feet from Universal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very freeing because I had to do right after the show last year. I had to do physical therapy. And I think maybe just before, actually. And they were telling me, you have to learn how to walk again. You're still walking like a 600-pound guy. You're swaddling, right? We have to teach you everything, how to walk, how to sit, how to be in your new body. And now that I've done that, I've gone cave exploring a couple times. I hiked a mountain in Colorado. I only made it like halfway up. I made like 2 miles up. But still, the ability to do that. And I think I can make it to the top of that mountain now. It's just... I don't know, it's very freeing.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean,
it's fascinating because I feel like there's obviously the first time I came here, I felt like I was going to die like that, right? I never thought I would dig my way out of that.
I didn't think you had long to live. I mean, you did not. I mean, man, you couldn't even make it down the stairs. You had to sit down and catch your breath. I was worried about you.
Yeah,
I mean, I really was.
I was in so much pain that too because we were doing VidCon and we were traveling and I injured my back a little bit that day. So I
remember you told me you were on the ground. Just in pain. You couldn't
the night before.
Do your back up.
It was so bad.
And so as your pain in your joints and your back and everything
getting my teeth out made a huge difference for my back pain. I can't believe that. But he's like,
that makes
constantly,
sense.
Yeah. You constantly have inflammation.
It's all connected, right?
And so I was at like a 4 every day when I woke up before the teeth getting taken out 3 weeks ago. Now 3 weeks later, I'm at a 1 when I wake up. I'm not even taking my pain medication right now.
That's incredible.
I'm just like, I just get up and move. I can't.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
So I'm curious to see where I'm going to be this time next year. The internet is convinced I'm like going to get fat again.
Yeah.
And like I'm going to reverse the process. But I'm so motivated to not do that because life is.
Yeah, the internet is truly a collection of the.
It's just
They're Mos Eisley.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not right. You're not right. Like, I don't know. It's like George Carlin said. I don't want to insult any viewers out there, obviously, right?
Go ahead, insult them.
Like
They're used to it.
George Carlin once said, think of someone you know of average intelligence, and not average intelligence for your friend circle, but actual average intelligence. And then remember, half the world is dumber than that motherfucker, right?
Yeah, and I know. That's a great line.
Like, I think there's a lot of smart people out there who are purposely obtuse and purposely
But they don't listen to this show.
Right, of course not.
Only the smart, most interesting.
You got to be pretty smart.
Well-rounded, of course.
But I will say some of those idiots see clips from the show, and they're like, let's use this as a weapon. You know, I don't understand.
Well, let's take a quick break. When I come back, I want to talk about the blowback you got from the last time you came.
Oh yeah, that was
apparently fun. You had some issues. I didn't really follow it. I had a great time. I thought you were fantastic.
Yeah.
I thought it was one of the best.
And then I went off and did the rest of VidCon, and then I made the mistake of checking Twitter at one point. I was like, oh. My guy, like death threats. I had people like calling for my blood, the end of my career. I'm like,
okay, well, let's get into that. I'm curious because I don't know what you said. So let's take a quick break, guys. We'll be right back, and we will find out why there's a bounty on. No, there's not. I'm kidding. We'll be right back.
There probably is.
Yeah, no. Let's be right back. No one's got time to go to the post office. You're busy, I'm busy, we're all busy, okay? The post office is a pain in the butt. That's why you need Stamps.com, the most popular time-saving tool for small businesses and individuals that just like to send stuff in the mail. Stamps.com eliminates trips to the post office and saves you time and money with discounts that you couldn't even get at the post office. Stamps.com brings all the amazing services of the U.S. Post Office right to your computer. Whether you're a small office sending invoices or an online seller shipping out products or just a sweet young grandchild who's sending birthday cards to his grandma. Even a warehouse sending thousands of packages a day. Stamps.com can handle it with ease. Simply use your computer to print official U.S. postage 24/7 for any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to send. Once your mail is ready, you just hand it to your mail carrier or drop it in a mailbox. It's really that simple. With Stamps.com, you get 5 cents off every first-class stamp and up to 40% off priority mail. Not to mention, it's a fraction of the cost of those expensive postage meters. I don't know what postage meters are, but I guess if you're someone who knows what it is, you know what it is. Stamps, you know what I mean? Like you either know or you don't. Stamps.com is a no-brainer, saving you time and money. It's no wonder over 700,000 small businesses already use Stamps.com. Listen to this offer. This is a good one. Right now, our listeners get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, plus free postage, and a digital scale without any long-term commitment. What? Free postage? That's like free money. Go to Stamps.com. That's literally free money. You know you can buy shit with stamps. They say it's legally money. Is that right, Dan?
Yeah, let's go with yeah.
I don't try that, but it's something I've heard. Go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type H3. That's Stamps.com. Go to the microphone, enter H3 if you want some free postage, scales, the whole shebang, convenience, everything. Stamps.com. Did you know that the average person spends 90% of their life in underwear?
No.
Or in my case, 100%, because I have a phobia and I don't like taking my dick out ever. Like when me and Ela, when we conceived, I was wearing boxers, but just took it out of the hole, right? So in my case, 100%. And then, so that means it's really important that I'm in the most comfortable underwear that I could possibly find on the market. That's why I like to introduce you guys to MeUndies. It's made of micromodal. It's soft as hell. It's breathable. It's going to change your life because a lot of us walk around these cheap package underwear that's chafing. It's all over the place. You have too much freedom. Let's say in some cases you have not enough. That's what MeUndies innovates. It's soft. It's flexible. It's breathable. It has it all. You didn't know that underwear could be this comfortable until you put a pair on. It's insane. Guys, give it a shot. You got nothing to lose here, okay? It's so soft. It's 3 times softer than cotton. You're going to feel like you're being hugged by joy itself, and you got multiple styles for men and women. Men can now try new boxer briefs with a fly. What an innovation, which is some of the great cut as boxer briefs, now an added option for guys who prefer to go through the gate versus over the fence. That way... There's a third option that many people don't know about. You can go down the leg hole. Just a third option.
The tunnel? What would you call
down
that?
Down the tunnel, through the tunnel, sure. The MeUndies is also go-to for the softest loungewear on the planet. Hang out in their supply comfy lounge pants and onesies. Yes, MeUndies makes onesies, and they're incredible. So here's where basically you have nothing to lose. MeUndies has a great offer for my listeners. For any first-time purchaser, when you get any MeUndies, you get 15% off and free shipping. Get 50% off a pair of the most comfortable undies you will ever put on, and there's 100% satisfaction guaranteed. So if you don't like it, boom, send it back. They'll incinerate it, they'll burn it, and you get your money back. So it's a goddamn win-win. 15% off your first pair, free shipping, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Go to MeUndies.com/H3. That's MeUndies.com/H3. Welcome back. We are here with your boy Boogie. And we've got the tension music playing. So you're in the hot seat now.
Will I destroy my career on this podcast?
So you say that, but obviously you're here, you're back, you're good,
I love
you're
you,
gold.
man. I love your audience.
No, but you didn't really destroy it. I know it can feel like that, and we've all kind of felt that at times. But do you really think that you nearly destroyed your career last time you were on here? Well, and specifically, what topics
exactly
did you get in the hot water?
Okay, so we were talking about like the LGBTQ community, and I said something very stupid. I don't want to repeat what I said because it was really stupid.
Okay. I don't remember what you said though.
It was I was talking about like same-sex marriage and how the Supreme Court ratified it really quickly, and how the world like reacted very poorly to that. And my intention was to say that I hate that people are getting killed over this shit, and I wish that we had a way for people not get killed. The way I said it was very stupid, basically. But that was my intention. I hate that people are killing each other in the streets, and I just don't want that to happen, right? And because of that, people took it out of context, and they ignored the intention, and it was miserable.
So you were okay. So it was just that one statement about.
And that's right.
That was the big one.
That was the big one.
Because I thought it was about like something else. Because we were talking about all kinds of wonderful things like feeder. You had a experience
and that
feeder.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like when I was on the show, last time, if I'm being honest, I was in a complete mental breakdown. I was in the middle of a complete mental breakdown. The last 2 years of my life, since the gastric bypass surgery almost 2 years ago, has been both the best year of my life because of my recovery and the worst year of my life because of the changes I've gone through and the negative attention I'm getting on the internet.
Sure.
And like, here's a story to give you an example of how rough my life has been. I don't want to play the victim or anything like that, but my ex-wife and I agreed to separate 2 months after my gastric bypass surgery, right? And we didn't make it public until like 4 months after my gastric bypass surgery. So I go to the 1-year meeting with my surgeon who did my gastric bypass. And I'm depressed because I started off at 550-ish, right? My biggest ever was 587. I go into the office and I'm like 380 at the 1 year mark. And now I'm like 340. But at 380, I felt defeated because I expected to do so much more.
It's a lot of weight to lose in 1 year.
Right, 117 pounds.
What did you expect? I mean, what is normal?
I wanted to be, well, that's the thing. So I tell the doctor how frustrated I am, how mad I am. And he's like, Steve, I want to show you a chart. And he pulls out a chart and he says, you've lost 50% of your excess body weight at the 1 year mark. Now, here's your chart. Here's where you charted. Here is the national average for people who get the surgery. You're exactly on cue. You have lost exactly 50% of your excess body weight after 1 year. That's what everybody does. You're average. And I'm like, but I didn't want to be average, doctor.
Yeah.
I wanted to be exceptional. I've got a lot of people watching, a lot of people counting on me, and I wanted to do better. And he goes, but do you have any idea how many of my patients go through a divorce in the first 3 months? He says, if I'm being entirely honest with you, we watch your videos in the office. And when you announced that you were getting divorced, we didn't think you were going to lose any more weight. We thought you were going to stop at like 430, 420. Now here you are at 380, and you're still losing.
Yeah.
And the window hasn't closed. You still have plenty of chances to lose weight. You are the exception. I've never had a patient go through, we had plenty of divorces because it's very common with this procedure, but never 2 months after the surgery. That's never happened.
Last you were here, you spoke very highly of your ex-wife.
And I still will.
You guys are very unamicable.
We're still friends. I've talked to her most of the time I've been here. We've been trading pictures back and forth. We're still friendly.
Just really the timing that
we just didn't work.
Just when it happened.
We just didn't work, and she had things that she wanted to go do and things that I needed to go do. And God love her. Here's the thing: she could have easily left before that surgery, and I would have never gotten it. She would have been leaving me for dead. She stuck around through the surgery. She stuck around through the recovery. I wasn't fully recovered, but I'd stopped bleeding for the most part. I was able to take some care of myself. She left me in good hands with my best friend and my roommate, And so she stayed like an extra month after we agreed to separate just to make sure I was okay, right?
That is very nice.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, she's a good person. I'm still, I'm probably the love of my life. Honestly, I don't know that I'll ever love anybody the way I loved her. And
it sounds like you still have. When you say that, that makes me wonder if you see down the road some kind of
reconciliation. Or whatever. If I'm being entirely brutally honest, and I feel no reason not to. This is one of those moments where my brain's like, don't say it, but I'm going to say it. If I'm entirely brutally honest, we didn't work and we weren't happy. And I don't see us ever working because we just don't have the matching personality types. And she said something to me on the way out the door that I'll never forget. She's like, I told her, I'm like, I'll never get remarried after this. And she's like, you're already married. And I'm like, I know, but we're getting a divorce. And she goes, that's not what I'm talking about. You're married to this job. She's like, oh, it's all you do, even when you couldn't do anything else. You're in front of this computer 12 hours a day, working on YouTube, working on streaming, working on phone calls, working on brand deals. It's all you do.
Isn't that a little unfair, though? Because, I mean, that is how you guys met, right?
Well, yeah, we met through YouTube. But she's not wrong.
Right. I mean...
You know, and so that's been my focus in the last year. I started dating. I talked about it last time I was on the show. I started dating and doing the whole YouTuber thing, like, hey, I've got money, and hey, I'm kind of famous, and hey, I can meet a lot of girls. And then that got really boring after like 6 months or so. And it went wrong a few times. And like I met a lot of very unsavory people, like girls who would who are in it for the money or like asked for money, right?
What'd they ask you for?
Like, hey, can you help me with rent? Can I have like $400 for rent?
Oh, for real?
Right? I'm like, no. Like, of course not. Like this is not prostitution. We're dating, right?
It's a good deal though. If it were prostitution,
right? That's a good deal. Yeah, especially some of the girls that I got to go out with. There's some good-looking girls, right?
Yeah, that's not bad.
But eventually, I realized that I don't think I'm meeting anybody with good intentions anytime soon.
Sure.
And don't get me wrong, if you're a sugar baby out there, if you're a gold digger, if you're a sex worker, I got nothing but love and respect for you. It's just not something that I necessarily need in my life at the time.
Yeah,
right now, right?
You need emotional, you need nurturing.
Bingo, right? And so, that's what I was looking for is an emotional relationship, not a physical one. And it was nice having a physical relationship. I didn't get to do that in college, so it was nice to do that post-divorce. But now, I guess 8 months of just not really looking or not.
So
really
you haven't
trying.
been romantically involved, or
not really? I've had a few dates, just like, hey, do you want to go see Endgame with me? All right, let's go see Endgame.
Yeah,
or let's. I like to eat at Ruth's Chris. You're cute. Do you want to eat at Ruth's Chris tonight? And then sometimes we make it back to my house, and sometimes we don't. But it's mostly just about the experience and sharing it with somebody pretty. But never am I. I'm not even considering an emotional relationship because I want to work on my business and I want to work on my body. And when I get to the weight that I'm at, when I get to the way that I want to look, when I've got the money in the bank that I want to have, then I'll start looking for somebody. But as it is right now, it's just making friends.
How much money do you need in a bank to get it? You don't got to put it off so much.
I want Ethereum to go through the roof because I have some money in Ethereum.
Invested in Bitcoin?
Right. Well, I'm in Ethereum, not Bitcoin, but Ethereum. Okay.
Yeah.
And I want Ethereum to take off because once I have fuck you money, then I'm still going to do YouTube. I'm just going to do it different. So it's going to be all Francis videos.
What's fuck you money in your mind?
I would like to have. I'd like to have a solid, cleared 1.5 million, and I'm not tied up into my house, not tied up into cars, not tied up into anything else. I have $1.5 million liquid that I can invest and put wherever I want it to make me more money. And when I have that kind of money, I will be so Arkansas rich. I'll never. I would still leave me in LA poor. I'll be so Arkansas rich where I can just buy and sell anybody in the state, except the Waltons, of course, right?
Arkansas rich, I love that. Yeah, 1.5 million doesn't get you very far in LA.
No, it does not. But in Arkansas, it gets you for like 10 houses.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's because I bought my dream home there for like $250,000, and then during the divorce, we had to change ownership and everything, so we had to get it reevaluated, and I got it reevaluated at $310, and I've owned it for 4 years. So my house, it was like $270 is what we bought it for. Now it's for $310.
Yeah.
So
God bless.
Hooray! Right?
Equity all day.
Making money, living in it. Like my mortgage is only $1,500 a month off of a 15-year mortgage.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's insane.
Yeah,
right?
That's really good.
So I think eventually I'm just going to become a
I think you
slumlord
can get there.
out there and buy all the houses up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Own like a block, and this is my block, and this is
absolutely set up sentries and barbed wire fences.
Right, yeah, like do tower defense, real life tower defense, right? Be ready for the zombie. But that's the thing. When I get to that point, it's just going to. The only thing that will really change, I think, is how I do YouTube.
Yeah, I would have thought that you would have already had somewhere close to that already.
Well, I did get divorced.
Yeah, you lost half.
You lose half,
Cheers.
right? But a lot of people always think I made way more money than I did. But you have to remember, YouTube at the beginning, the view numbers were low, even though the pay was high, right?
Yeah.
And I'm still working on my billionth view. I still haven't had my billionth YouTube view, right? And ad revenue for me, I've always been on AdSense. I've never been with an MCN. So I've always had the lowest possible ad rates off of AdSense. And then I've never been really brand friendly on top of that because of the Francis videos and breaking stuff and destroying stuff and smashing stuff. So it's been hard to get brands to work with. And I've really changed that in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
But most of the money that was offered to me would be video game companies, right? And hey, let's fly you out and we'll give you some money to review our game. I'm not taking money to review a game on what planet. Well, then don't review it. Just talk about it. Okay, but that's still a conflict of right. Well, I did that once.
Really? I
actually did that once with the Ubisoft game.
Ooh.
Ubisoft was flying me out for. It was Assassin's Creed, the one that had multiplayer in it, right? And they we'll book the flights, we booked the tickets, we booked the hotel, and we want you to come out and play it. And so they had 2 rounds of influencers showing up, and one of my friends showed up for the first round.
Oh, your phone? Sorry.
It's yours.
What? I thought I muted it. I'm sorry, Boogie.
Oh, it's okay.
I got phone issues here. I swear to God I muted it.
Fuck.
Unbelievable.
I'm going to slap you right in the fupa.
Yeah.
Okay, no. But Ubisoft, the Assassin's Creed game with the multiplayer in it, they booked the tickets, they booked the flights, they booked the hotel, the whole 9 yards.
They pay you?
A little bit, like spending money. Right?
Okay.
And just to cover meals and shit, right?
Sure.
And so I'm ready to go out and play the game and experience it. And they want you to give an honest review, right? But I don't know how I feel about flying out to play a game. Now I do, because I just trashed Mortal Kombat 11 for its microtransactions, even though they flew me out for the reveal for that, right? But at the time, I was new and I was nervous and I didn't know how I'd feel about trashing a game I got a trip for, right?
Yeah.
So they had 2 rounds of influencers, and my friend did the first round, and she calls me and she's like, do not show up. And I'm like, why? She goes, it's a shit show. It's miserable. I streamed for we filmed for 2 hours. I got 15 minutes of usable footage. It's so
What's
bad.
the shit show about it?
The multiplayer aspect was poorly coded.
She was just saying the game is
right.
awful.
The game itself was bad, right?
Wow.
And I'm like,
Well, that's juicy nonetheless.
right. I'm like, then I'm definitely not going to show up. And I called my company that was arranging everything, and I'm like, hey, I'm feeling a little ill, and I'm also feeling uncomfortable about the deal. And they're like, you have a back out clause where you agree to pay us if you back out from this. And I'm like, well, I don't agree to pay you, and I know I signed that piece of paper, but I'm never paying you, and I'll never work with you again if you try to make me. And they're like, all right, we're sorry.
Why don't you just show up and give it a shitty review?
Because I didn't want to take a big dump on the developers. I don't mind taking a dump on a CEO, right? Like the CEO of Epic, Tim Sweeney, I'll go round and round with Tim Sweeney all day, right? But I don't want to take a dump on the developers who work on Fortnite. I don't want to take a dump on the people who are working on the storefront at Epic, the people Tim Sweeney hires. Tim Sweeney's making the decisions. Tim Sweeney gets the bonuses, right?
Yeah, so but if they're pushing out an incomplete game, that's not on the developer.
Right. It's never on the developer. It's always on the guy who gets that $20 million bonus at Activision.
Yeah.
It's always on Bobby Kotick. It's always on Bobby Kotick. So I will bully Bobby Kotick all day, but I will not bully a single person that works under Bobby Kotick, because why would I? He's under the pay grade. If you get a $20 million bonus, you're damn right I'm going to talk shit about you on the internet.
And so when you didn't show up, was there beef with Ubisoft?
No, they were actually really cool about it, because I think they understood that the state of the game that they were showing
like, it's better
wasn't
you
great.
don't come.
Right, that's probably it, right?
They're like, actually, the whole thing's off.
But then, like, Ed Boon flew me out to play Mortal Kombat 11, and I will tell you right now, I love the gameplay loop for Mortal Kombat 11. If you go to the story mode, if you go to the local fighting or the online fighting, you will never notice the microtransactions. They're just not built into the game in a way that annoys you, right? But if you go to the Towers of Time, or if you go to the Crypt, or if you go to the customization, it's right there in your face. And look, of course, I have to complain about that, right? And I feel so bad because I love Ed Boon, and I love the Mortal Kombat game loop, and I love the entire franchise, and I got to fly out to play the game. But of course, I'm making a video talking about that. You have to, right? Like, if I don't have my integrity on YouTube, then what do I have? We live and die by our integrity, right? So I felt super bad, but I'm like, trashing Ed's game, it's worth buying if you like the gameplay loop, but they should have never done what they did with the microtransactions. And there's something else that really bothered me about Mortal Kombat 11. And I think this will be the viral clip that makes Twitter mad at me. So get ready. Get ready, boys.
Everybody buckle up.
But I'm playing through Mortal Kombat 11, and I'm playing the story mode. And at one point, Shao Kahn says, actually, to be honest with you, I don't remember him saying it, personally experiencing it. I've seen other people talk about it, though I think it is in story mode. It might be in like one of his lines.
So you haven't seen it, you've seen a clip of it.
I've seen
or you've seen people talking about it.
And I've seen people talk about it. But I didn't pay that much attention to the story mode. I just wanted the rewards. I didn't care about the story. I skipped it through a lot. But at some point, apparently, Shao Kahn, the big bad of the Mortal Kombat series, says, "Make Outland great again." That's why I'm wearing the shirt I'm wearing today. This is my most political shirt. Make Soren running for
that's a bad take.
Right. It's right.
Make Sauron great again.
Right. So or make Middle Earth great again, right?
Make
Mordor great again. That's super funny.
Yeah,
right?
that's a bad take.
But so you have Shao Kahn emulating Donald Trump, and all I can think is I'm playing Mortal Kombat 11. It's like, can I play one game without remembering what apocalyptic state my nation
that's
is
fair.
in? Can I have some escapism left? Can I have some escapism?
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 11 used to be all escapism. Mortal Kombat is escapism, right? You're literally ripping people's tits off and feeding them to them, right? Like, that's the entire point of the game, is to escape reality. And now I have to. Can I not think about Donald Trump for like a day? Is that a thing I could do?
Apparently not.
Because I follow
No,
Stephen
you
King.
can't.
I'm a huge Stephen King fan. Love Stephen King. I followed Stephen King on Twitter 12 years ago when he created his Twitter, right? And I created mine. And he would talk about his books, and he would talk about his family, and talk about his family's books, and he would talk about like the movies they were making. I loved following Stephen King. And now all Stephen King does is tweet about Donald Trump 10 times a day, 20 times a day, 30 times a day. And I don't disagree. I do not disagree with a single thing that Stephen King has to say about Donald Trump. But can we talk about your books? Can you write a book, man? Can you make a movie? Can we have 12 minutes where I'm scared of a fucking monster again? That's not a living, actual monster in this country? Is that a thing I can do?
Stephen King would probably say that it's probably just what's in his brain. It's just the way he's. Donald Trump is the king of getting attention.
Of course, right?
Like he loves.
That's all the more reason to not give him the attention.
But I agree with you. I have found myself. Like, I used to be a fan of the late night shows, the Fallons, the Jimmys, all the Jimmys. Not all the Jimmys.
The
Kimballs. And it's like, especially Colbert is so
Colbert,
deep
it's unwatchable now.
Like, I was a big fan of the Colbert Report, and he's just, I look at him, and I still watch because there's nothing to watch ever on television. I wonder, every night, I wonder to myself, why the fuck am I paying for Dish?
Right.
It's so expensive. There's so many commercials, and there's never anything to watch. That being said, I look at Colbert, and I'm like, this hack, it's all he talks about is Donald Trump.
It's exhausting.
And I hate how he just assumes that everyone who watches his show, like, is on his page, where he's like, well, Donald Trump's the biggest fucking loser in the world, and everyone's like...
Right.
And it's like, well...
I know a lot of Trump supporters, and that's weird, right? Not very many in Arkansas, because there's very few in where I live in Arkansas. But a lot of people where I grew up in Virginia. And most of them do not like Donald Trump. They do not like him as a person. They do not like his politics. What they voted for, they wanted the coal mines to reopen. They wanted him to try to bring business back to jobs to America, and that's why they voted for him. And they'll vote for him again because they hope that's what's going to happen.
He's going to win,
right? You can't explain to him. You can't. Yeah, I joke about being suicidal on stream all the time, and people are like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Dude, I don't want to live through a second Trump presidency. It's not my. It's not even really Trump's. Like, I don't like Trump or his policy. It's the hysteria going on in the nation. I can't handle it.
Yeah. But besides of whatever you think about Trump, I'll go on the record and say that he's not my guy.
Right, he's definitely not my guy.
He's not my guy.
He's the opposite of my guy.
But it is exhausting, and it's like, and it is interesting how the media is so, especially all the late nights. It's just like a giant circle jerk where they're all like rubbing cocks and coming on each other.
Right. But apparently that's what people want because Colbert is number one.
That blows my mind.
That really does.
Colbert is number one.
And he talks the most about politics.
He is really funny. I mean, don't get me wrong. I get it. I still love Colbert.
I'm staring to doubt that. They have these intro sketches every time, and it's like the dumbest thing. We should get like a compilation of his intro sketches to watch here. No, I don't know. I agree.
You know who I like? John Oliver.
He's okay. He's a little schmarmy.
Like he is. Definitely.
He has his moments.
But what I like about it is it's often educational, and
those are my favorite.
He's nothing like a centrist at all, right? But when he attacks, I have friends and family who have been addicted to opiates, right? And when he attacks the people who created that loop for those people, I'm just like, I couldn't get more of John Oliver when he does that, right? And when he does Trump, when he does the other stuff, he does it in a way that I think I learn something. So I never mind because I love to learn. But I never feel like I learn from Stephen Colbert because
That's absolutely right.
It's clowning, right?
Yeah, it is.
But even if I don't agree with John Oliver, I learn from John Oliver.
Do you watch 60 Minutes?
Very rarely anymore.
You're talking,
I love it.
Yeah, 60 Minutes is one of the best shows.
Do they put stuff on YouTube? Because I don't have cable anymore. I just watch YouTube.
They might actually.
No.
But they
talk about the opiate phenomena so much, and they really put people on blast.
And they absolutely should, right? Like when you look at what they were doing with what was the really high-end Oxycontin? I took Oxycontin after my surgery. How is that legal? I was like taking morphine directly through my mouth. I couldn't believe.
It certainly shouldn't be. So what the 60 Minutes report, they've talked about, like, first of all, the drug companies that knew it was super dangerous and super addictive, that had it classified by the FDA as suitable for use for everyday use. So they fought hard with the FDA to make it suitable for everyday use. So they're being sued and fought over like the nicotine. The cigarette companies were, like decades ago. But at the same time, there's also stuff like pain clinics. Have you heard about this? And it's unbelievable. You've got these crooked doctors that are setting up pain clinics. And like there was one city, like somewhere in the rural central United States, that imported enough Oxycontin pills that it was like 1,000 per resident of that city.
Right.
Like, and so they're like, how is it possible that this isn't raising any red flags either with the drug manufacturer or the FDA or any regulatory? Because they're basically importing tons of drugs through one crooked doctor, and then becoming drug dealers.
And it's evil. It's the definition of evil.
Yeah.
Right?
And so they were saying that at some of these pain clinics, there's just lines out the door, like hundreds, thousands of people every day just coming here, and they're handing out Oxycontin. It's crazy. It blew my mind, this story. So I think in LA and New York and these kind of big cities, it's easy to forget what this epidemic is, but there are people dying, like literally dying.
Oh, in small towns, like the small town
Just
I grew up in, or
ravaged.
the small town that my ex-wife now lives in. The small town she lives in is called, well, she's not directly in it, but there's a town near her called Escanaba. And they literally call it meth canaba because of how bad the drugs problems are there. And the people that have stayed there have either stayed there because they're rich and they own land there or own a business there, or it's people who just couldn't escape.
Right.
And so there's such a small drug force there. They can literally do whatever they want. You can sell whatever you want. And no one's there to stop you. No one's there to bust you. And these people are all miserable. So they turn to drugs.
Yeah.
And the profit is through the roof. Either it's legal or illegal. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
The doctors participate there. The drug dealers. You're not going to get busted if you drive over from New York to this part of Michigan and distribute to one of your dealers there and have him live there. You're just going to make a fortune. And no one's ever going to find out.
It's crazy. It's really insane. I love 60 Minutes, though. That's like the last great journalistic show, in my opinion, that's not partisan. They're just like beautiful.
They don't try to
hard-hitting.
dramatize anything. They just tell it how it is, and it's really powerful, actually, just because of what it is. That's
feel
what I
like
about it.
we are getting to a point where we're starting to have real journalists again. And I'll use an example here, and I'm sure he's going to hate me using the example, but there is a journalist at Kotaku called Jason Schreier. And Jason has done some really interesting exposés. He did an expose on the game Anthem and why it failed, and BioWare's overworking culture, and how there was only 18 months. Like he went in and he found people that worked for BioWare and talked to them about the experiences there, and created an expose very similar to what reporters used to do in the 80s, right? That he blew the lid off of a real story. And it wasn't for political gain. It wasn't for social justice reasons. It was to try to make the gaming industry better. And I literally applauded him. I slid into his DMs the next day and I'm like, this is actual journalism. You are doing actual journalism. Please keep doing it. And I don't think he even responded to me because I don't think he likes me very much. But but like it's amazing.
Does he follow
right?
you?
I no, I think he used to, and that's why I can still DM him. Right, that's what we like exchange words, not nice words at some points too. But I have so much respect for that guy because he's doing actual gaming journalism. It actually exists, and he's doing it. And I want to celebrate that man. I want to applaud that man. I want to just write him a check and just do this more, please. Can we have that in this nation? Not report on your feelings, but report on facts and get actual sources to talk about stuff and not romanticize it, like you said. Tell the story.
Yeah, they're out there, but they're not, increasingly less. It's people want juice, man.
Of course.
They want that juice.
Right.
Let me ask you, did you watch the new Game of Thrones?
I did.
Can we talk about that, Dan? Do you think that everyone who's a fan would have watched it by now, right?
Pretty much.
Right.
I can't see anybody being really into
held
off on
honestly,
one.
and even after watching it, I was like, you couldn't really spoil this. It's it just is what it is.
It's all over Twitter if you're just
right.
It was on YouTube
Twitter.
trending, dude. I was watching, I was surfing the trending tab, and there was a fucking spoiler on motherfucking, this was number 3 on trending. It shows Arya stabbing.
Yep.
The trending. YouTube?
I have a fan account.
Watch Mojo?
I have a fan account, Sammy2988. It's a fan who pretends to be my dog on Twitter. And he spoiled Game of Thrones 30 minutes after it was over with a tweet. And everybody's like, Boogie, you piece of crap. You're spoiling. I'm like, number one, I'm not spoiling anything. That's a fan. Number two, have you checked Twitter? Because it's literally on the trending page right now.
Yeah, it was on the trending.
Yeah. So we wanted to talk about that because Dan had some gripes with it. I was pretty happy with it. I enjoyed it.
I loved every second of that.
Yeah, I did. I actually did. I understand the criticism, though, because, like, the criticism being, first of all, I agree, like, when the Night King was defeated like that, it's like, damn, he entered the game and immediately left. Like, you have that buildup of the whole series was the showdown. I mean, the series is called, Ice and Fire, the Song of Ice and Fire. Well, that ice, it's not really a song. It's more of an ice of fire. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like a little, the story of icicle.
It's because they went with a short season, right? Like that could have easily, that battle could have taken place over 2 or 3 episodes, right? And you could have had the scene where Arya is inside the little thing. You'd have these conversations in the crypt last longer. It should have been 2 or 3 episodes, right?
Yeah, they're just
But they had to do it in 1 episode because they're doing a 6-episode season. And
for whatever reason, I don't know why.
It was still a really long episode when you think about it.
It was an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But I think that
it was dark too. I have an HDR TV,
Everyone
and so I'm like,
we turned the lights off, so I guess that was okay.
Yeah, we always turn the lights off, but even then, on my 70-inch HDR, I'm like, what is happening?
There was lots of comments about the darkness.
Yeah. But I loved that whole beginning with the army that went in first.
Oh, that was
swords.
That was so sick.
Yeah.
Like it did exactly. Like here's number one. Here's my biggest complaint about that. Why would those swords go out if they have a spell cast on them just because somebody died? It doesn't make any sense. The swords would go out, right? Okay, because I played enough D&D.
There was like a blizzard. They had some kind of blizzard.
Right.
But like, remember the dragons got lost in the blizzard?
Oh,
they had some kind of ice spell.
You might be right.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was really good storytelling, right? Like that moment, I'll never forget that moment as the swords began to fall and the darkness takes over. And I'm like, it's really poetic. It's really beautiful. And I saw a lot of people complaining about it. And I'm like,
what was the complaint?
Well, it was like, that's not realistic. The sword should still be on fire. Right?
Oh.
And I'm like, dude.
Stretch your imagination.
Right.
Bro.
I'm like, dude, that's not you are watching a show with zombies and dragons. You are complaining about swords going out.
Bro, it's they have an ice spell.
Right. Just whatever reason.
Blizzard.
Right. Whatever reason you want to make up is fine.
Well, that wasn't. But I understand. It's like the Night King. You have this epic build up, and then all of a sudden it's just like boom, game over.
It was mostly Bran and how
that useless gimp.
Yeah, nothing happened with him. That was what
Theon Greyjoy was the character I most wanted to live.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I can relate to the character. Because like I feel like emotionally we're kind of similar characters. That's sad, but that's true.
You
right?
still have your penis though.
Right. Well, I mean, as much as a 400-pound guy can. They say for every 100 pounds you lose, you gain back an inch, and I'm up to 2 inches now, man.
Wait,
I'm hoping one day it'll be usable. I'm excited.
No,
Wait.
I'm not serious.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, I'm only up to 1 inch.
Well, as I get fatter, my dick gets smaller.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So I don't know what the situation is with your penis.
I have an innie, not an outie.
Yeah, it goes
Nice.
backwards.
But people tell me to fuck myself, and I'm like, I already am.
Can you see your penis now? Like, what was the visibility like
Great.
before?
It's really great. I can do like actual sex. It's weird.
Yeah.
I can commit sex on somebody if they let me.
Have you had sex since you lost a lot of weight?
Mm-hmm.
And so what's the difference?
Well, at 600 pounds, there was one position that worked, and that was reverse cowgirl.
Basically, you lay down and they
do the work, right? So it's easy to make sure you're maintaining consent because if they get bored, they just get them to leave, right? Because I wasn't doing anything other than like letting it happen.
And so now, what positions are you?
There's a few things we can do, like reverse cowgirl's still great, cowgirl's still great, right?
Yeah,
but
sure.
like if you're willing to handle my loose skin, we can do other stuff. You
can do like doggy.
Like doggy.
I think we spoke about that, and you put the fat on the girl.
Yeah. And it's skin now. It's not fat. It's just skin. It's all skin. I will show you if you guys want to see gross shit. I will show you gross shit.
No, we're good.
Okay.
What?
All right. Good.
No, let's.
Damn, what the fuck?
I just showed it on my YouTube channel, so I don't mind showing you guys. You guys want to see? Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Here's the next viral moment. Twitter's gonna get mad about this, but so I've gained and lost weight my whole life. So obviously there's still a tremendous amount of fat here, right? But you want to talk about fupa, dude?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this loose skin, and this is all loose skin. And my doctor tells me he wants to do cosmetic surgery. I don't think it's cosmetic at this point.
Can you hear him, by the way?
Do what?
Yeah, we hear him.
Okay.
Can I almost want to touch it.
Yeah, play with it, man.
I don't want to play with it.
Play with it. I'm a little sweaty because the air's not working in here right now, but yeah, look at that. It's just loose, miserable skin.
That's interesting.
I mean, I have it here too. I have it.
Oh, let me.
And then like the mantis, like play with that. That's fun.
Whoa.
You're like an old man, right?
No, I've just never felt that much. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So when you're having sex, it's more like
lift it up, put it on your butt,
put it down.
go to town, right?
And are there girls that are into that?
There are girls who have put up with it. I've now met a girl who was like, "Oh, I want your wrinkly skin all over my face,"
not
right?
said that.
Right. And so that's the thing. Like a lot of people think I really have like womanized her or whatever. And I've gone out with I've made a lot of female friends in the last year, right? But for the most part, you got to be a special person before I take you back home and show you this mess.
Do you have trouble like performing when you're heavier? Because I
had my biggest, yeah, right. Because I was having hormonal issues. Like I was producing next to no testosterone. Fat produces estrogen, so I had all these like hormonal confusing blockers. I still was able to get there every time. I never had like problem completely performing, but
that means you're going to be like you're going to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna be an Adonis, man.
Rock hard, baby. And is your erection quality improved since you've lost weight?
Since I started taking testosterone, but losing weight really not made that big of a difference.
And have you ever tried taking like Viagra or something like that?
No, but I did start taking an antidepressant at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
and it's a very common thing where you have trouble finishing.
Yes, I have that problem.
And so some girls have really liked that, and some girls have really been annoyed by that. You can tell which ones actually are enjoying themselves.
Well, they can wrap it up when they're done.
Right, yeah.
I started taking. That's the only side effect I've experienced is that my dick has lost like a lot of its sensation.
Yeah,
which makes it hard to finish, and I feel like my dick has shrunk too.
I don't know if it shrank.
I think my dick has shrunk.
You would know.
Yeah.
I don't think it did, but I don't know.
Look, I've seen it.
It looks pathetic.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because I'm getting fatter or older, but like I used to be proud of my dick, and now it just looks pathetic.
Right. Well, that's part of getting older too, right?
I don't know.
I've gone through the reverse thing because I've lost so much weight. Like it's so much. I'm like, oh my God, look at me! Really? I'm almost 2 inches. I'm massive now. Hooray!
Yeah. There's nothing. I mean, being proud of your penis is one of the best things.
It's great, right?
It's fantastic. As a man, when you can look at your dick and be like, right on, bro.
Right.
So I think I need to be proud of my dick again.
Mm-hmm.
You should be. You should be proud, right?
I haven't noticed.
Are you proud of his dick?
It's not about what you think about my dick, Ela. It's about how I feel when I masturbate.
There you
go. Bro. Yes. Yeah.
Sex is weird.
But yeah, it's strange.
It's the whole concept, right?
Yeah.
I like having women in my life and I like having female friends, right? But you got to be a special ass girl before I take you back to my place and be like, hey, here's this fucked up body. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, but you got to own it. I mean, there's
if
I
like you enough,
you know
right?
I mean?
Like if I do enough, I'm like, this is my body. Do you like it?
Yeah.
And if they say no, then they leave.
Yeah, but soon you're gonna be a slim, tight little twink with a rock hard cock.
I hope so. I've really been plateaued at about 340 pounds for a while now. It's been a struggle going between 30, 40, and 350, and I know what I need to do. My friend Diamond Dallas Page wants me to come and stay with him for a couple weeks, get into the accountability crib and exercise and eat right and just like film it and share it with my audience. And I really want to do it. I think I'm going to do it after the con season where I'm traveling all this summer. But the biggest thing, I really want to get the skin removal.
Yeah.
And my doctor told me when he was looking at this stomach last time, he's like, that's 30 pounds right there.
Yeah,
I would literally remove 30 pounds. So I'm 340, but maybe I'm a little closer to 320 or 310, right? Because, and then there's probably another 5-10 pounds up here with the breast tissue. So there's like one surgery here, another surgery here. I don't think they'll do both at the same time. Maybe they will. I don't know. I don't want to do it twice. But originally I said I would never do it. I don't want to do it.
Oh, for
And
really?
now it's become such an issue. It's such a terrible
Why did you think
issue.
that you wouldn't want to do the skin removal?
Who cares what I look like? I don't care what I look like.
But it's like an actual encumbrance, right?
Right, exactly, right? You know, I guess on some level I am human. I would like to be attractive one time before I die, right?
It's not.
But
you don't have to feel ashamed to want to look.
Right. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's mostly just painful and annoying, and it's causing health concerns now.
Yes.
Eventually, I will do it.
What's your diet like? What's your everyday regimen? Do you have bad days on diet?
I have bad days and I have good days, right? Like,
what's a bad day look like?
A bad day is like, I'm gonna have Mexican for dinner, and I'll eat I'll go get fajitas, and I'll eat like 2 burritos because that's all I can fit in, like two tortillas worth of burrito, and I'll put it in the fridge, and then for dinner I'll have 2 more. And like that'll finish the meal.
Doesn't sound that bad. That
right?
sounds normal.
So,
wait, how's that bad? That's not bad.
Because I mean, that's 1,500 calories right there.
1,500 calories.
And so if I had a normal breakfast of like 3 slices of bacon and 2 eggs, you're looking at that 600 calories there, and then.
So is that what your normal breakfast looks like? Bacon and eggs?
I've been doing a lot of turkey bacon and egg whites now lately to try to reduce calories a little bit. But that leaves me so hungry that by the time I'm done with working for the day, I'm stressed because I'm a stress eater. That's my biggest issue, right?
It's so hard. I'm trying to lose weight, and it's just, I've talked about this before, but it's so hard for people that don't have like a fat gene to understand like what hunger.
Right.
And you're not hungry. Like I've been eating for breakfast like a bowl of unsweetened oatmeal just with water and some berries. And that's it. And it's good. I enjoy it. It's really wholesome. But you get so fucking hungry towards the middle of the day.
That's not your problem, though. I mean, when I'm hungry, I immediately feel it. It's like painful because there's not much.
The problem
extra.
is
but
that I go beast mode.
I mean, I see it with you. You'll just get this idea in your head all of a sudden, and it's like, are we getting pizza tonight? And then it just doesn't go away until we get pizza.
That's one of the things I like about the surgery, though. Like greasy foods like pizza most of the time just make me really ill.
For real?
So I don't want to eat
that.
It, right? It's kind of nice.
So what do you pig out on? What's your
I
vice?
eat far too much fruit at home.
Fruit? Come on. Give me the real shit.
Too much, but like I do. Eventually, Reese's cups are like one of my biggest things, right?
That'll make.
So I go to the Walmart line, and I'm like, "Fuck, I haven't had one in 2 weeks. I haven't had one in 2 weeks. I want one now. I want one so bad." Every once
Are we
in a while,
talking about the bigs or the minis?
Probably the bigs. So I can eat.
And how many bigs do you eat when you really go hard?
Like 2 would be really hard now.
Come on. That's not that hard.
You, man. It's, but my metabolism took a huge hit with the surgery. That's one of the biggest issues, right?
You mean it's slow? Oh, you mean
right? Slow is because my body. I went through starvation mode for 2 years, right? So if what my doctor says is to be believed, like I'm taking a bit of a hit to the metabolism. It'll hopefully regulate at some point, right? But yeah, on a really bad day, I eat 3,500 calories, which is enough to maintain 340 pounds, and that's a problem,
that's
right?
A lot.
Like that's a lot, right?
Yeah.
And on like a really good day, I eat 2,500. Like that's me trying. It all comes down to stress, and it all comes down to comfort eating. Like there's this YouTuber, I won't mention any names, but he made a video about like. I said on Twitch one night, I'm like, I don't know that I'll ever get smaller than 350 pounds because I'm really happy at my current size. And the reason I said that was not because I'd given up. I said that because a lot of people were really worried about me, and I wanted them to stop worrying. I wanted them to know that I was happy where I currently am, right? I'm not going to gain the weight back. I'm going to try to maintain this, and I'm going to probably keep losing. But I want you to know that I'm happy. That was the important part of that story. But they turned it into, he's encouraging people to stay fat, and he's going to die in the next year and all this stuff, right? And it's super frustrating because that's, number one, that's not what I said. That's not what I meant. But okay, whatever. I just wanted people to know that I was happy. And now I'm so mad remembering this that I feel like I've lost track.
Are you in therapy?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
I'm in and out of therapy. I had a problem with my therapist recently, actually.
Really?
Because I went in and I'm like, I'm dealing with online hate. And I'm like losing subscribers. I've been subscribed to youtube.com/Boogie2988. But I've been losing subscribers for a while. And it's really frustrating because YouTube is telling me what used to work doesn't work anymore. And I'm really mad about it. And I'm getting a lot of online hate. And I don't know how to deal with the online hate. And he's like, would it help if I subscribe to your YouTube channel? And I'm like, no. And he goes, well, I'd be showing you support. Would you like that kind of support? And I'm like, you so don't get the problem.
Yeah.
We have a massive disconnect, right?
Yeah.
And so I stopped seeing him for a while. And
how old was
recently reconnected. He's in his like 40s, 50s, right?
Dude, finding a good therapist is super tough, man.
Right.
I recently tried, and I did not like the therapist.
Right. And that's, if you're ever shopping for a therapist, you have to be aggressive. and you have to find. Like, I'm sure you're aggressive about your OBGYN. I'm sure you'd be aggressive about your cancer doctor. You'd be aggressive about your general practitioner. Be even more aggressive about your therapist, because if you don't click, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's a huge waste of time and money.
The problem is, too, that you have a kind of a niche issue where you're an internet celebrity.
Exactly.
Which I think in Arkansas, you probably don't have a lot of people that understand.
No.
I mean, and you don't have to be... anyone could potentially have the insight to understand what that is, but like you have a lot of therapists out here in LA that have experience treating people
with that
who are performers.
That's interesting,
right?
Because phone therapy exists. I should find one in LA that wants to do like phone sessions. You know,
it's possible. I do think you could find someone who's insightful and talented to treat you there, but I just think that people are more...
The doctors I worked with, don't get me wrong, like, he helped me so much with the divorce. If he's listening, I apologize. You know, he helped me so much with my divorce. Their office is a very good office. Everybody there is very talented, and he's very good at what he does. That said, in that one area, he just rubbed me really wrong, and I'm like, how do I deal with that, right?
Yeah.
Because that was the primary focus of what I needed then. I'd made it through the divorce. I'd made it through the surgery. I'd made it through all, and he was very helpful with that. But now this is my primary issue. What do I do? How do I fix it? Well, I could click subscribe on your YouTube channel.
I love that. That's so great. That's like some mom shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, I'll subscribe to you.
He's a cool guy, man. It's a cool.
You know what? It's tough. It's a tough problem. I don't know that there's a solution. I think
many people are dealing with it now.
Right.
It seems like everyone.
Well, I will say, and I said this on the show last time, I'm very fortunate to get to talk to a huge number of creators through all the shows and stuff I do. And because I'm OG, a lot of creators grew up watching me, and now that they've made it and gone far past me, they still treat me with love and respect. And so when I go to shows, I get to talk to everybody. And universally, creators are anxious. Universally, creators are depressed. That comes apart with being a creative type, right? Because most creative types are dealing with anxiety, depression, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the laser focus of the internet and the way people treat each other on Twitter, because I still believe, I said it on the show last time, I got backlash for saying it on the show last time, I'm going to say it again. I think the way we treat each other is wrong. I think we need empathy, not hatred. I think we need to give people second chances, not destroying them on their first mistake. I think that we need to give people an incentive and an ability to learn from their mistakes and become better people, and that's the only way we'll ever have good people. You can't do to James Gunn what you did to James Gunn. You can't do it. You can't do it. And I'm glad they took it away. I'm glad they took a step back, and I hope we start seeing more stuff like that. Because even when you make a real mistake, even when you make a big mistake and say something truly stupid, it is possible to allow that person to continue to exist, learn from their mistakes, be a good example, and become better people. And I will always believe that, and no matter how much hatred I get for it, treating each other with vitriol is wrong. It will not solve the problem.
Well, obviously that's not a controversial
It is, because when you tell bullies that bullying doesn't work, you get bullied. That's what happens.
I think the problem, I've learned a lot, I think, in these past years of having dealt with things, went through a lot. I think really it comes down to being able to compartmentalize like reality from fiction.
Right.
And unfortunately, I think that social media is not going anywhere. And what it does is just it amplifies, negativity.
Of course. It's designed to, like, you want to hear the black-pilled version of me, and what I'm about to say, I genuinely believe, this is not hyperbole. I genuinely believe that social media is designed to divide us. I genuinely believe that Jack and Zuckerberg and all of these people that are running these websites know that it's profitable and know that it makes them more rich and more powerful. The angrier we are at each other, the more we fight. And that's why not only is it natural human interest that we are interested in the juice, that we're interested in the drama, that we're interested in attacking each other, that we love being vitriolic, that we love being anonymous on the internet and attacking each other, but they know that that's not only what that we do, but it's profitable to let us do it, give us an arena to do it, to encourage us to do it. And Jack, God love you. I believe that when Zuckerberg and Jack and all these guys make their changes, they only make changes right up to the point that they can't be sued anymore, because that's what they care about.
Sure, I believe that there's a possibility that that's true. I think that we're just not well equipped as human beings to deal with that kind of floating consciousness of like social media and what it does to us. I think we're going to get better at it.
I hope so.
Because you have to learn basically that what you see and hear there is not really real. Right. And it feels real, and it's what you see and it's what you hear. But again, the people that watch and support you, I mean, you have to be a little bit psychotic to go and leave a hate comment as a grown man.
Right. You have to be.
I haven't left a hate comment on anything. I mean, since I was, I don't know, ever. I don't know.
People have said to me, like, you like everything. And I'm like, no, there's a lot of stuff I don't like.
Yeah.
But I don't talk about the things I don't like.
Well, you can talk about things you don't like.
Well, I will for my business. Like you know, when a game company messes up and I want to encourage the game company to get better, I'll talk about that, right? But like if I don't like a creator, I can name 4 creators off the top of my head I don't like. But I very rarely talk about it.
Name them right now.
I'm not a huge fan of Jake and Logan. I'm sorry, guys. You guys screw up a lot, right?
That's what else? Give me something good. I'm just kidding. I'm not putting.
Okay, no, but this douchebag who made this video encouraging my fans to distance themselves from me because I'm fat. That guy, I'm not going to say his name, but they're like, why do that? Why
did that have a lot of views? That video?
Yeah, like as many views as my videos get these days in the 100,000 range. You know.
So it's like. It's hard, but it really is. You have to. I think the pursuit that we all have as people today, and especially entertainers, is like the pursuit of authenticity. It's like you have to have you have to pursue this idea of authenticity within yourself that gives you confidence and ground to stand on.
Right.
It's simple, but it's like the hardest thing to do in your life. For me, it's almost like a lifelong pursuit. Because what does it mean to be authentically yourself? How do you do it? And at the center of what it means is having the confidence to know and believe in the things that you're doing are the right things that represent who you are.
Right.
When I was first coming up, being authentic wasn't a problem. I didn't even have a choice. Everything I did was authentic. But then when you start hearing voices and dissent and thoughts and people telling you, no, this is you authentically, or this is you authentically, or you've changed, so you're not authentically you anymore.
Or just someone saying they like this content, but they don't like this. It all goes into your consciousness if you think about it or not.
And you're struggling with 1,000 voices, 10,000 voices, 1,000,000 voices, all saying different things. It's like a version of schizophrenia, right? And eventually you just have to separate yourself from it. And you seem to have done that entirely for the most part.
Not entirely.
Right? But for the most part,
it's something I've been working a lot towards.
You have to be your authentic self, and if you listen to that stuff, you can't anymore.
And
that was the biggest issue that I've had for the last 2 years, is I would read what they were saying on these forums and these subreddits and stuff. I would read and I'd be like, oh my God, I need to change things. I need to do different. Like, those people are never going to like me no matter what I do, right? And they have a false narrative anyway. They literally,
they don't know you,
insane lies.
They don't know you.
Exactly.
They don't fucking know anything about who you really are.
I saw a tweet the other day, had your name in it, and I was up there next to you. And it was a list of people that PewDiePie had followed who were Nazis.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And it was me and you?
Yeah.
On what planet are you a Nazi? Here's something else somebody said.
It was in an article. It was actually got a lot of coverage.
Right, it's insane. Alpha Omega Sin, a guy out of Texas, he's very LGBTQ plus as far friendly as I know, right?
Apparently I'm transphobic.
I own a gaming store now. I just put $15,000 into a new gaming store. And yes, that is a profitable thing, right? So I'm not an angel. I'm not a saint. I plan to make my money back because it's a store. But we owned one store called
Why
Gear.
do you even need to make that caveat? Of course.
Because that's people will try to take away what I'm about to say, right? And I don't want to let them.
All right.
You know? Because after upsetting the LGBTQ community last time I was here, I wanted to make up for it. And I don't talk about this very often. I'm talking about it now a year later, you know, but I don't talk about this stuff very often. The way I made up for it is a trans friend of mine, Olivia, Totes Olive on Twitter, if you want to go give her a follow. She opened up a store called Gear. And when she opened it up, I bought a bunch of cards from her personal collection to help open the store. And the reason I wanted to do that is because she was going to register it as an LGBTQ plus safe zone. And if you hear the word safe zone and you roll your eyes.
What's safe zone?
A safe zone, specifically safe zone, right? And if you hear the term safe zone and you roll your eyes, because who would need that? We are in Arkansas. That first store was 2 hours away from Harrison, Arkansas, where the current Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan lives. We opened our LGBTQ plus safe zone in Klan territory, people, okay? And we did this, and what the safe zone means is, of course, it's a safe zone for everybody, right? It doesn't matter who you are. Come play at our store. You're going to have a good time at our store. You won't have to deal with politics or hate or anything. We're a gaming store. But if you're an LGBTQ plus member, we have someone on site who can counsel you and help you deal with life issues. If you're feeling suicidal, if you're having trans issues, if you're having problems getting bullied in Arkansas, if the Klan is breathing down your back, come to us. We will help. That's that's one of the things our store offers. So the owner of the store, my friend Glenn, says to me, I want to open another one an hour and a half away. Will you give me some money? I cut him a check right there. I didn't think about it. Will you register this one as an LGBTQ safe zone? Yes. Will it annoy the Klan? Yes. Here's my money. Well, I'll pay you back. I hope you do, because I would like to have the money back. But as it is right now, I'm a partner in the store. Let's kick some ass. And if I get the chance, I'll open one an hour away from Arkansas, or from Harrison. And then half an hour from Harrison. I'll build one in Harrison and let them burn it down. But the internet thinks I'm anti-LGBTQ. On what planet?
But that's the thing is like, I'm sure that, first of all, you know yourself you are. The people that know you know that you are.
Right.
Your fans, your actual fans, which is the vast majority of people who consume your content, I would assume, know that you aren't. So again, you're facing an unreality. You are responding to
and
something
it's maddening,
that
though.
really
it's maddening.
It is maddening. It's totally maddening, and I don't think we're equipped to deal. That's what I'm saying. Like to deal with that insanity.
Right.
But we have to first acknowledge that it is insanity.
Right.
And that that's what I mean, the pursuit of authenticity.
Right.
Because the whole concept of authenticity gets so mixed up with what other people expect from you, or the fact that we change over time as online personalities, that we have to be allowed to evolve. We can't stay in a stasis. That's not authentic either.
Of course, right.
So you have to know who you are. You have to know what you're about, and it is such a difficult thing. But when you really know who you are authentically, and you can be yourself fluidly, then I think that's what can help nullify these voices. But for me, I tried to not engage with them as little as possible.
I'm trying really hard not to. It's very difficult because I have an anxiety disorder, and I get very anxious, and I will dissociate. And when I'm dissociated, I need to not have my phone near me, because I will talk to somebody for 20 minutes and not even be in control of what I'm saying.
Well,
I think also it's a problem with not just us, but everyone. Like, for example, Twitter reporting some stupid, the internet was upset about this on on Twitter news, and it's like nobody was.
Right.
Maybe a few tweets.
Because that's what Jack does,
and all of a sudden
that's how he makes his money. That's how that platform gets investors.
But then it's not just them. Then it becomes a story on articles, and it all kind of like.
Yeah, and I think you're right about that. They are stirring up drama for profit. The one that really reminds me of that Shane Dawson story that was on Twitter News, that he's like a pedophile. Twitter runs this story in the headline. It's a non-story that they created from like one random bullshit, and it gets blown up into this huge story. That is actually a bigger problem, because I mean, that's like fake news,
Right.
You're creating
That's why I mean.
That's just what that is. That's just slander. That's just libel.
For us on a personal level, we need to know how to separate this stuff. But then for reporters, for example, they also need to know not to take it at the same.
Right.
I mean, not to give it the same.
Again, one of my biggest focuses is the gaming world, and like as much crap as I gave Mortal Kombat 11, there are people actually reporting that it takes $6,000 to unlock everything in Mortal Kombat. Or you can play the game, idiot. Like literally, Ed Boon had to come out and say, no, most of the skins that you can buy are purchased playable through the game, and most of the skins that are playable through the game you can't buy. Like, what are you talking about? You people are lunatics, right? But it doesn't matter, because all these gaming channels see that one headline that was falsely reported, and they run with it. It's absurd. It's absurd. I've done that a couple times. I've taken Kotaku at their word, Polygon at their word, and thought, looked at the sources, didn't verify it myself, reported it, and then had to take the video down because I felt like an asshole.
Well, that's fun. No. I mean, we all fall prey to it. It's everywhere. But I think even not just like entertainers, but everybody, I think, is going to be faced with, we have kind of an existential crisis of identity that we all need to face with, because on Instagram, you don't see reality. On social media, you're not seeing reality. And I think we all need to find our authentic selves. I think that's like a huge thing that we all need to deal with.
That's why I love Jim Carrey. because I don't know if you've seen this, but Jim Carrey's a bit of a space cadet these days, right?
Yeah.
But he's living as authentic of himself as he can be.
I
right?
totally agree,
It's
and that's
insane.
why, like, his whole Twitter thing is very political. I love his cartoons, though; they're freaking genius. They're so funny, but he is being very authentic. Yeah, and so again, people can say whatever they want. They can call him a hack. They can call him whatever. I'm sure they say terrible things about him, but that he's Teflon.
Right.
He's authentic, and so that's kind of what I've been trying to deal with. I do think that I almost never. It's a shame because you want to engage with the good people that care about you,
Right.
But ultimately you kind of got to not take that too, because
Well, it can have the opposite
it's not
effect,
authentic,
right?
also,
Right.
in a sense, because
Right.
it's like they don't know who you are. They don't know you.
I've had people say, "You saved my life," and I'm like, "No, you did the work. I provided the temporary distraction, right? Because I was 500 pounds and you started losing weight, I started losing weight. I've lost even more than you. You helped me with that. No, I didn't. I made a video. I'm glad that it registered in the world in some way, but you're giving me far too much credit because you had to do the dieting, you had to do the work. You're stronger than me, you're better than me, you were more successful than me. On what planet am I responsible for your success, right? But they want to give you that, and I'll take it.
You see
authentic,
what you're saying. Yeah, it's not. I have trouble accepting compliments like that too. Actually, I talked about it with my therapist, and he made an interesting observation. It's like you have no problem not accepting the good, but you absorb all the bad, and you got to not take either of it, right? Because it's all kind of not. I'm going to say superficial. Not that their feelings aren't, but that they don't know you. They don't know you, and it's great that what you're creating that is giving people such a strong reaction one way or the other, right? That means that you're successfully igniting people's emotions through your art form or your medium.
Right.
But again, they don't know who you are.
Right, and you can't from a 10-minute YouTube video or 10,000 YouTube videos. You can't from a 4-hour Twitch stream. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. And I'm trying to be the most authentic self that I can be, right? But how do I not, in a world of live stream fails and Twitter clips and all this other stuff, how can you be truly authentic anymore,
Well, I think, what I would say to you and what do I do for myself is just to avoid it. The best thing for me, because think about it like this. Let's say that there's a clip of me on live stream fails from one of our live streams that has 10,000 points and everybody's clowning on me because I did something super embarrassing.
Right.
If I don't see that post, I am unaffected.
You're right.
I am the same the next day, the next week. That shit didn't affect me at all.
I have people so dedicated to ruining my day. that every time I tweet, they immediately post all the miserable stuff that's being said about me. I have 2 different people from several email accounts because I block them, so they change email accounts all the time. They send me email digests of the hate I've gotten that day on Reddit. Hey, you should see this thread. Look at this terrible shit. We found this out about you. We found this out about you. I'll click on it. It's all lies and slander. It's all made up anyway. It's something I said taken completely out of context, right?
Yeah,
you're a Nazi. You're
that.
a Hitler. You're a sex addict.
You shouldn't
or whatever,
read that
right?
stuff.
But it's the sane people spoiled in game for me, I think, because I got an email from so and so kills so and so at gmail.com.
Oh my
and
God!
So on the notifications on my phone, you got a new email from Batman kills the Joker.
Wow, that's
right,
pretty good.
And I'm like, wow, good job.
Level.
I'd already got it ruined on Twitter, but at least you tried, right? But there's people out there so dedicated to me, and they're like, stop playing the victim. Like, then these people need to stop victimizing me.
Well, you got to stop giving them attention. You're talking about them now, it just emboldens them.
Right.
It's pretty incredible that there's people out there that care about you that much.
Well, it's hilarious. It really is hilarious.
But I think for you, you need to. You embolden them and you empower them.
Right. And I really need not to. Somebody pointed out, I just need to delete Twitter. Twitter needs to be a business account.
Because that again is giving them too much power.
And that's why I reinstalled. I said in a video, I'm going to uninstall Twitter on my phone. And then 20 minutes later, I got an email roundup, somebody saying, haha, we win, ha 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 ha. And I'm like, I'm reinstalling Twitter right now. I'm about to travel anyway.
Here's what you should try for a month. Use Twitter. Don't read the mentions.
Great.
I'll look at verified notifications only because those are relatively
I get
safe.
hate from those though.
So then don't look at it.
Yeah.
I could also live without it. Just use Twitter. don't read the mentions. Use Instagram. Don't read the mentions. Don't go to subreddits where people are talking about you. We are not built to you.
Don't look at comments.
Right. I'm learning to. And since I got my teeth fixed, I've been way better at it. It's just really hard. With an anxiety disorder, it's really
hard for anybody.
Right?
It's really
you are not. It's like eavesdropping on people talking about you when they don't know that you're there.
But no, they at me though. They email it to me. They mention my username on Reddit all the time.
Bro, if I went through my
mentions,
mentions,
you gotta not open it. Yeah. If you get an email that is not an email that you
it's
know
so
or
addictive.
recognize,
It's so addictive, especially for someone who is. I used to cut. I used to self-harm. I learned some techniques like wearing a rubber band. I think on at least one of the podcasts, I was wearing a rubber band for stress relief to harm myself. Squeezing ice was another technique I learned. To squeeze ice is another way to harm yourself without leaving scars. So that got me out of cutting. But obviously another form of self-harm is eating yourself to death. And that's been one of my biggest ones. So reading this stuff is another form of self-harm. I know it's going to ruin my day. I know it's going to ruin my mind. I know it's going to hurt tremendously. So let's do it because that's what I want to do. I want to be miserable because I hate myself, right?
No, I know.
It's so hard.
I know what you mean,
not to do it.
But I feel like dieting is just as important for you right now as to give yourself the exercise of, let's say, for a day, because it seems like you have trouble resisting for too long. Let's say for a day or 3 days or a week, if whatever you can't, don't read anything.
Yep.
Use YouTube, use Twitter, do everything. Don't go in the comments. Just close it.
For me, for example, it was so hard if we post a video to just post it and then not look at anything.
Right.
I couldn't even do it. I would say I was going to do it and I would still look at comments. But now I really do it now.
It's a practice.
When this podcast comes out, I'm going to be obsessively scrubbing Twitter to see how,
you can't do that.
Find the one guy that hated me. And because I'm a piece of shit, I will ignore all the people that said, "Oh my God, you're so great on the podcast. I love you so much. You look so different. You're wonderful. I love the new teeth. I love the new look."
Is it possible for you to not read the comments? Can you try it?
I'm going to try. I'm going to absolutely try. From this podcast specifically.
If I did a podcast, I wouldn't read the fucking comments. I'll tell you right goddamn now. Even if I thought it went great. Actually, especially when I thought it went great. Because I'll go there and then I'll be like, oh, that was awful. And now I feel awful about it.
Right.
According to the comments, you mean.
Right, you're right.
But in my mind, in my authentic self, and in my present mind, I thought it went great. But
what I worry about is I'm going to be like,
and I was there.
How did I hurt somebody on this podcast? Who did I harm? What community do I harm? How do I fix it? That's my problem. My problem is someone out there is going to claim something I said in this podcast has genuinely hurt their community, and I'm going to want to make up for that.
That's their problem,
right? That's the thing, that if you really said something that would hurt someone, you would know it, right?
Exactly.
I'm here right now. I don't think I said anything bad. And when this is over, I'm going to be like, cool, we're done. And I'm not going to look at anything.
You're smart. And you're smarter than me. I'm going to try.
But it took me so long to actually do that. Yeah. I know what you mean. It's so hard.
But sometimes I'll say something stupid and I'll really regret it in my own authentic self. I will say that it was really outrageous. You did say the N-word several times earlier in the show, and I thought that was I was surprised by that. But if you thought that was fine, then yeah.
Here's what I will say. Here's what I want. Here's what I want to trend. Let's see if this trends. Let's see if they can clip this out. Okay.
You're gonna scream the N-word as loud as you can.
No, I'm gonna get way worse than that. Okay.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna say, to love thy neighbor.
Oh, get it.
No, listen to me. I want you to love.
That soundboard does.
Did you
what was that? Oh.
I want to say that the way the left and the right treat each other. The way that the left and right treat each other is not going to work, and it's just going to further divide.
Yeah.
And if we don't choose empathy and we don't choose love, if we don't learn to love our white neighbor and our black neighbor, our straight neighbor and our gay neighbor, our conservative neighbor and our Democrat neighbor, and our centrist neighbors, God forbid we actually give those guys credit because they make up the majority of the country, right? God forbid that we start treating immigrants and natives and citizens all the same, and we remember that we are all Americans, and some of us are trying desperately to become Americans, and we start treating each other with love and respect and kindness, we might just end this apocalyptic cycle we're currently in the middle of, and maybe things will get better, because what we're doing right now sure ain't working.
Yeah, I teeter on that myself, because I listen to the news and I listen to the late nights and I consume all the media, and I go, man, it feels so messed up right now. Right. And I go, it wasn't this bad when I was a kid. And I go, well, I didn't really care about anything when I was a kid, but think about Bill Clinton impeachments, think about how much people hated Obama. If you go back, and look at like all the way back to like Thomas Jefferson versus, Alexander Hamilton or whatever, that shit was just as crazy then as it is now.
Of course.
So I think I started to think maybe it's not that bad. Maybe things are fine, Like we just get all... I think social media amplifies everything and makes it feel way worse than it is. But overall, the country is safer than it's ever been. I mean, we have trouble. We have drug problems, and we have there's issues, obviously, as there always will be. But I mean, people are doing good. Overall, poverty around the whole world is down.
But here's what is new. 6 weeks ago, fact check this if you want, because the articles are there. We had counter-protesters, white supremacist counter-protesters on the Capitol steps in Little Rock, Arkansas, chanting 7 million more. That happened.
Yeah.
That happened. That's reality. And I know the Klans always existed. I know white supremacists.
Wait, 7 million more? Are they talking about Jews?
They're talking about the Holocaust.
Oh, they're giving us more credit than because usually we say 6, and they say it's greatly exaggerared.
Right. Well,
so now they
7 million more. That's what they were saying, right?
And, so they believe in the Holocaust at least.
I guess, yeah. And I where's this coming from? Why is this happening? How do we fix it?
Well, the anti-Semites there, I mean, even during World War II, there was fucking Nazi sympathizers here in America.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just, not anti-Semitism is as classic as it gets.
This is why I struggle with my nihilistic thoughts and like the PTSD, because suicidal thoughts are a very common thing with PTSD, right? And so I struggle with that all the time. And the last 2 years of my life have been simultaneously the best 2 years of my life and the worst 2 years of my life. There have been periods of time where I was sitting in my closet with a shotgun, ready to Kurt Cobain myself.
You were sitting in your
not that bad, right? Like, this is exaggeration. But
do you own a firearm?
No, I went to purchase one, but I knew it would not be safe to have it in my home. My roommate does have one, and it's in a safe that I don't have the code for, and I don't want to have the code for it because I know when I dissociate, I could make a very irreparable mistake, and I do not want to do that. So I do not feel safe with a gun. But that said, I've really struggled with suicidology in the last couple of years. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. As long as my dog's alive, I'm alive. It's as simple as that, right? I'm not leaving that dog. Leaving him for 5 days, like right now, I'm getting pictures from my roommate of him just laying on my bed waiting for me to come home. I'm not leaving that dog, okay? But that said, I've also had moments where I'm on a tower in Brooklyn eating lunch with some of my favorite creators and going to play some of my favorite video games 6 months before anybody else gets to play them and meet some of my rock star developers. And so it's been... I don't know. It's been a really interesting couple of years, but when you look at, I don't think I belong in the human race. And not that I'm better. I think I'm far worse because I feel like I empathize far too much. I empathize with the wrong people. I empathize with my haters more than I do my people who love me. I swear I do. I try to convince them. My therapist told me, you can't reason with unreasonable people. But I want to so desperately. I want to save them from their hate loops.
Well, do you know what my therapist told me about stuff like that? He says, you have to understand that these people are there to hurt you.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
They are there. You have to understand, these are people that are expressly going out of their way to hurt you.
And I can't comprehend that. Here's a true story. People tell me I make this up, and I don't care because I know it's true. 20-some-year-old me, when I got my second apartment ever, I'm sitting in this runny, beat-down part of Fayetteville, Arkansas, and I'm playing video games at like 1 o'clock in the morning, Friday night, and the front door opens, and a hand reaches in and starts fumbling for the light switch.
Right.
And I'm like, what the hell? I get up, and I grab the only weapon we have in the house, which is a baseball bat, and right as he finds the light switch, I sling the door open, and I'm like, can I help you? And he's like, oh, man, I'm sorry, I'm drunk. And I'm like, yeah, clearly. He goes, I'm just trying to use the phone. I'm like, no, you're trying to break into my apartment. Why are you trying to cut off the light? He goes, because those windows are open, man. I want them to see me in the office. I'm like, this isn't an office. This is my apartment, dude. You're clearly trying to rob me. No. I just wanted to make a phone call. Who are you trying to call? My wife. I'm drunk. I can't drive. I don't want to drive home. It's 1998. I go grab my corded phone. I bring it to him. I set him down on my couch, tell him not to move. I hand him my phone. He calls his wife, and she screams at him. I can't believe you're drunk. Were you out screwing that whore? Da, 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 da. I'm not coming to get you. You walk home. He hangs up the phone defeated, and starts to walk out of my apartment. And I'm like, dude, are you really drunk? He goes, I think I'm safe enough to drive home. I'm like, I don't think you are. Where do you live? Well, I live in Springdale. Well, that's only 15 minutes, man. I'll drive you. So a guy who might have been trying to break into my home, I ended up giving him a ride home. Because that's the kind of person I am. If I died in that process, if he shot me and carjacked me, I'm glad to die that way because I was trying to help somebody, right? And I think that probably makes me an idiot. I'm probably not as reserved as the rest of the human race. The human race loves vitriol. The human race is aggressive. The human race is an asshole. I'm a cuck. I like whatever that word means for you, I'm probably that. I'm a beta male, I'm a empath, and I'm too empathic, and I do it far too much. The worst thing I learned through therapy about myself, my best friend has listened to me complain for 25 years. He's seen me dissociated, he's seen me angry, he's seen me hurt, he's seen me sad. And I told my therapist one day, that's why I love my best friend, because he's seen me at my worst. And he goes, but Steve, how often does he see you at your worst? And I said, all the time. He sees all the anxiety from the work. He sees all the anxiety from life and the struggles. And he's helped me take a shower when I broke my shoulder, for God's sakes. He's been amazing. And he goes, but how do you treat strangers? And I'm like, well, I try to earn a stranger's trust. I give them a good experience. I give them a good time. I'm kind to strangers, right? I'm very kind to strangers. It's like, you got to flip the script. The person you should be giving the good experience to is your best friend, is the people in your life, the people who support you, the people you should not give a crap about, the people you complain to, the people you're mean to are the people you don't know.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, I think.
But that's always been my biggest issue.
I think that's normal, though. I think part of the slip up is that when we start to think that normal things are abnormal, and then that can really drive you crazy. I mean, I found it in my life, and I think it's normal that the people closest to us are the ones we can be the shittiest to, because you become, I think, either complacent or you become comfortable around them, and they can often become a punching bag.
And it's not that I was ever like verbally abusive.
No,
or
I know exactly what you mean.
It's just like sad and depressed and hurt when I should be on for that person, right? When I go to VidCon and I meet a fan, I am on and I'm happy, and it doesn't matter how much pain I'm in or how sad I am or how stressed I am.
But that's not.
Right?
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, you can't be on at home.
Right, but I want to. I want to for the people that love me. I want to treat them the way they deserve to be loved. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. Totally. I mean, that's part of why I went on antidepressants, because I was so irritable and I was such a little bitch all the time, such a whiny cocksucker. I hated myself because I was like just such a punk all the time and so irritable. And like I knew that I was just, for the most part, making Hila miserable for being around me. Right. And it wasn't always like that, you know.
Of course.
Yeah.
And so it's actually been a complete 180 for me in terms of dealing with that.
And now you have a baby coming along, and so your responsibility to maintain that child's childhood is so important. And it's coming from someone who was abused growing up and watched their parents fight growing up, and like I was not sheltered from that at all. I was thrown right in the middle of it, right? You know, my mother claiming my father was a homosexual because he had blood in his underwear and like all kinds of like crazy shit. An 8-year-old, I don't even know what any of these words mean. I'm 8. But I know they hate each other, and I know that apparently that's bad, and they're cheating on each other, and I know she has a boyfriend. I'm like, holy, maintain. You got to be the best Ethan you've ever been, you know? And I look forward to seeing how that works out.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, we're running out of time, man. We got about a month left here. And
I can't believe you're at 9 months.
Yeah, it's pretty shocking.
I can't believe it either, but I can too. It's getting
He's in there doing somersaults.
How uncomfortable are you right now? Like, has it been?
I guess it's pretty uncomfortable. Like when I need to get out of the bed, it's like a whole. I'm making noises like an old person. Like,
now you know what it's like to be a fat guy.
Yeah.
Right? She's basically like
a fat guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, being skinny is so much more comfortable.
Oh yeah, because you're a tiny person. Like how tall are you?
5'10".
Oh, you're 5'2". I always, for some reason, I think you're short. But yeah, you're so skinny. I can't imagine carrying that extra weight. What it's got to be like for you? It's got to be a whole other experience.
And I can't even sit like I'm used to. I don't know, sit like that. But now I have this thing in the way.
Oh yeah. Well, people
I can't even be myself.
People complain about man spreading still, right? And like when you're a morbidly obese dude with all this loose skin,
I'm spreading.
I literally can't close my legs.
Yeah.
And somebody got annoyed at the Borderlands 3 event when we were like on a bus together, and I was like sitting halfway in the aisle, right? But my leg accidentally touched his leg, and he's like, huh. And I'm like, dude, come on. I mean, I'm not sweaty. I just took a shower. I don't smell bad. I'm not your typical fat guy right now. I did everything I could possibly do, but I do still take up space. Like, I'm a human being. And he wasn't a small guy either. He was like 6'4", and so he was taking about more than his share of space.
How did you know he was irritated?
Because I bumped his leg and he goes, "Urgh."
Oh, he gave you a grunt.
Right?
You grunt him back?
No. I apologized.
Yeah, you should have fucked him.
I'm a cook.
Nah. I don't like that word.
I don't like that word either.
I don't like that word, and I don't like beta male or alpha
beta
male.
alpha male thing.
Or all that bullshit.
I don't like it. I don't believe in any of it. That's what people call me, but I don't believe that about myself, right? What I genuinely believe is that everybody's a little bit different, and in the way that we're all different, we are the same. And this is just how I choose to live my life, and I'm a product of the things and experiences I've had, and I just choose to do whatever my brain tells me to do. And your brain might tell you to punch that guy in the face for grunting, and my brain says, hey, let's make his day nice and comfortable, and let's apologize, and let's make a self-deprecating joke, because it's just the way I feel better about it. And people do whatever they do.
I want you to do me a favor.
Yeah.
Try not to read the comments.
I'm not going to.
How do you feel about this experience?
It's going to be really hard. I'm going to try to stay off Twitter to see what one thing I said got taken completely out of context and used to bully me.
No,
I'm going to completely avoid Reddit to figure out what one thing I said out of context that was used to bully me. And I'm going to try to not watch the YouTube videos about what thing I said out of context that will be used to bully me. Because don't get me wrong, I'm all for calling somebody on their crap when they make a big mistake, right? And maybe I've made mistakes, right? Obviously, right? And you should call people out on their mistakes. But you don't have to be an asshole about it. That's what I think.
But they will, and they will. It's inevitable.
Right.
It's absolutely inevitable. I don't know. Just try not to read.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
How do you feel that it's gone?
It's gotten better through therapy in the last 6 or 7 months. I've really learned how to avoid it. I just do not read Reddit anymore.
Yeah,
I created finally a second Reddit account just to read like my Magic the Gathering views and stuff, right?
Yes.
So I don't even have to see people tagging the main account.
You can even block subreddits from showing up on your feed.
Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah. I have a subreddit, and I finally hired some mods and said, you guys just deal with it. I don't care anymore. If you want to leave hate up there, leave hate up there. If you want to leave positivity, leave positivity. They do it the way they want to do it. I don't participate or care. Twitter, I have some filters in place now to where I just don't have to see certain keywords and stuff. I hired a guy to write a bot that blocked everybody that used like one particular phrase, which I don't want to say right now because I don't want to embolden anybody, but it's just so tired of hearing that phrase. It's like, I'm done with this. I don't ever want to see it in my mentions again. So I ended up like blocking, I think the bot ended up blocking like several hundred people.
You people who use that word who tweeted at you, can block them?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. A creator told me they knew somebody who could do that for me. I don't know if they logged into my account and personally did it. I don't know if they set up a bot. I think they set up a bot. They did it however they did it. And I'm like, if you use that phrase, you are an irresponsible Twitter user, and I don't care what you have to say, and you don't deserve access to my tweets. You do not deserve to see what I have to say or think. And that's how I feel.
Well, it sounds like it's great to see it. You've come a long way. Yeah. I mean, look at you. You have transformed.
The confidence is coming with the changes,
comes with all great, worthy changes come with pain.
Exactly.
They all come with pain.
I already got used to the teeth. Like, I'm not even thinking about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
They look a lot worse on camera because, like, my cameras, especially, I haven't set the very whitening, so they look.
So different.
It's just shocking.
It's shocking.
Right.
You know,
right.
It's just shocking. It's the same with weight loss. It's just shocking. It's just such a difference.
I got a full makeover as well. My friend Jarrett, he's like, look, your bone structure is going to be a little different after you get the teeth in. So do you trust me to like shave you and give you a haircut and the whole 9 yards? I'm like, let's go. So he took me to a salon and told her what to do and came out looking very different on top of that. And then like I chose these frames, even though I've never really liked the thick plastic frames. I had some bruising from the surgery under my eyes. And so I was like, I'll just cover them up with the frames. And people are like, oh, you look great. I'm like, all right, if that's what you like, I like it too. So we'll do it.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to still be alive at this point. Because like I told you last time I was here, when we walked into that surgeon's for the consultation, he's like, we need to rush you into surgery. You are dying now. You will be dead in a year. So when the process normally takes almost a year, I want to rush you through and get you done within 4 to 5 months, because if I don't, you will die.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm just glad to still be alive.
Well,
Honestly.
you look so much better. Even from the last time we saw you, you said you've lost 40 pounds. It's like you look incredible.
Thank you, man.
You look incredible. Keep going, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the next time we can get you out here.
Hell yeah,
to
man.
do another update.
Absolutely. Let's do them yearly. Let's see.
Absolutely.
I'll come back in here next year and I'll
We're
like in my old clothes. I'm
Nope.
like, oh, hey, Ethan, turns out I can't eat pizza now. Oh.
No, we're gonna keep you honest.
I'm doing my damnedest, man.
Yeah.
I promise you. I will promise you that I am going to either lose the rest of the weight or die trying.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know why you need to die trying.
Oh, because, I mean, we all die. It's inevitable, right?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I die doing my absolute best, right, from my deathbed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I hear you.
Uh,
Well, fantastic. What
did we anything we didn't cover that we want to cover? Did we miss anything?
we got your sex life. We got the touching the fupa. We got.
What did you enjoy? What did you enjoy more, Game of Thrones or Endgame?
I loved Endgame was such a ride for me, because the very first Iron Man movie, and no spoilers obviously, but the very first Iron Man movie, when they invented the Marvel formula for that movie, I couldn't have been happier. I walked in that movie. I hated Iron Man. I thought he was a dumb character. And they did what they did with it, and they like cast Robert Downey Jr. and he was the best guy ever. And I'm like, holy shit. And then this 11-year ride has been the best experience of my life, because I got to see Return of the Jedi in the theater, but I didn't get to see the original Star Wars or Empire in the theater because I was too young. But I got to experience this one. And I hope the younger people out there who got to experience this understand you experienced your Star Wars. This was your Star Wars. I wish Star Wars could be your Star Wars, but it can't because it's terrible now. But it's really bad. I have no interest in seeing the Return of the Emperor, or whatever the fucking next one's called, right? Rise of the Sky Guy.
Return of or the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, why?
Which I don't really understand that. What does that? Mean?
It's not that I don't understand. It's that I just don't care now.
The last one was, well, regardless. I get that. I get what you're saying about the Marvel Universe. I like Game of Thrones more personally, but I liked Endgame. Thought it was great. I thought the first one was better.
Me too.
Oh yeah. Well, it has to be better, right? Because if you think about it,
that ending,
Infinity War,
you can't top it.
Right? Infinity War is The Empire Strikes Back, right? Because The Empire Strikes Back got to completely do something the other two original trilogy could in the original trilogy could do. They literally got to do whatever the fuck they wanted. They could end it however they wanted to because they have a follow-up movie. You knew that with where they're making Empire, we're going to get them to make Return of the Jedi. So this is depressing and crazy and weird and nuts. We can do it, right? And so. Infinity War has the option of completely disregarding the hero's journey, completely disregarding modern storytelling, and just do whatever it wanted to. So by just the merits of filmmaking, it will always be the better film. It has to be, right? I enjoyed both equally, but one is clearly the better film. Yeah, easy.
But yeah.
We never did talk about YouTube, by the way.
Oh, yeah. What were your gripes with YouTube? You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I'm so mad.
Yeah, what's going on?
So, number one, a lot of people wanted to know, can I still do the Francis voice with my new teeth?
Right.
And number one, you've heard that I have a more natural lisp right now, but I do plan to get rid of that. But when it comes to the sideways lisp, it's still pretty good. In fact, I think I sound more like the original voice than I ever did, especially when I go low. Because what I'm pissed off about is Ed Boon at motherfucking Mortal Kombat. Am I spitting on you? Okay.
No, not at all. You got good.
But Francis is just dead on YouTube. They demonetized my entire back catalog, and it was a huge financial hit because there's swearing, because there's paradoxical violence.
They start if you curse within the first 30 seconds, they demonetize.
Like that.
I was like, what?
Yeah, it's absurd.
I said shit at 28 minutes. Or 28 seconds, and they demonetized my video. I was like, what
and they stick with it, right? You literally can't swear on YouTube. That's how Puritan it's become.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I was talking to my guy. I'm like, man, I feel like this has become worse than working with like a television executive at this point.
So,
well, he said to me, go work with a TV executive and then let me know how it is.
Oh,
like,
right, of course, yeah, right. But it will be like that one day. I genuinely believe it will be.
Well, it's already getting there.
Yeah, and so my friend McJuggernuggets, who did the Psycho series on YouTube, started an app called Storyfire, and I wanted to plug it here. Storyfire.com, STORYFIRE. There's also an app on Android. And he's like starting creating what he's always done is narrative content. And he wants me and Kid Behind the Camera and other people that have just been thrown off of YouTube to come create narrative content again. Because my YouTube rep is like, look, could you do Francis without the swearing? Can you do Francis without getting angry? Have you watched a Francis video? That's the entire character, right? And I've experimented with the formula. One of the biggest experiments I've been doing is blending Boogie as a character with Francis as a character and making them the same person. And I did that for a couple of videos, did it like a stupid little podcast, and then like harassed people in an airport as the hybrid character. And there was the hybrid character when I was working with McJuggernuggets. And it's funny because it fools the algorithm. It doesn't realize that I'm swearing. It doesn't realize that I'm angry because they think I'm being Boogie for the first third of the video, right? And then I go into the idiocy towards the end, and the bot isn't checking the last part of the video for some reason.
I think it's just the first 30 seconds.
It really
you got to be clean. No, literally, that's a rule.
My YouTube rep said the first third. Always keep the first third clean.
The rule I've heard specifically is 30 seconds.
Okay, good. Well, definitely the 30 seconds.
But I mean, I agree. I mean, if he tells you a third.
Right.
Then I would just time it out and then be like, fuck.
Right, exactly, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing, even with
7 million more.
there's something that the sponsors are seeing where they get to choose the quality of the video as determined by YouTube now, I guess. I don't know. I've never been told that. But my CPM, or like the money I earn from YouTube, if I make a gaming video, I'm just going to throw some numbers out. These numbers are not accurate. If I made a YouTube video and Francis got 100,000 views, I might make $100
yeah,
of profit.
The same on
sometimes 60, sometimes 40 off that video, right?
Yeah.
Which is difficult when you're breaking a $400 television, when you're destroying a $300 Xbox. I made a video, and this is an actual number. I made a video about Sekiro versus Kirby, or not Kirby, Yoshi, and how one game is being dissed for being too easy, and one game is being dissed for being too hard, right? And it only got 66,000 views, and I made $300 off of that 66,000 views, right?
Right.
Now you tell me which is the better choice as a creator at that point, right? If I want to pay my bills, I can't do Francis videos anymore. That's why I'm going to start doing them on Storyfire, where I can go back to burning down houses and wrecking cars and destroying Xboxes and destroying televisions, because it gives me the option to keep my creative integrity. You can't keep your creative. You're talking about being your authentic self anymore. You literally can't be that on YouTube anymore. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't literally matter who you are. You have to edit yourself and censor yourself and make yourself look at your absolute best, not just because of how vitriolic the internet is, not just because if you make one small mistake, you're over, right? But because YouTube themselves will no longer pay you for being your authentic self. They want you to be Will Smith or nothing else.
I totally agree. I think they are really have a problem on their hands. And I've been talking a lot with them, trying to get them. The CEO came and visited us a couple of weeks ago, and I spent most of the time telling her, why are you guys unable to monetize this kind of content? You have this Google Preferred program, and you have all these family-friendly channels in it making tons of money. Why is it that my content and people who make content like mine for teens, for more mature audience, that you'll find on cable television, that you'll find on radio, with advertisers lined up out the door to target that valuable market of more mature audience? Why the hell can't you guys figure out how to monetize this content?
Because
I says, what? She goes, well, we've had trouble pitching. They're trying to put together like a Google Preferred for edgier channels. She says, well, we're having trouble pitching it. I'm like, you're not pitching it right, because when we were with Complex, they used to sell direct ads on ours, and it was sold out nonstop.
Of course,
it was ridiculous. They had junk food. They had like Doritos, soda, beer, alcohol, movies. It was like every freaking view was monetized. And I'm like, dude, they gotta figure it out, because it's.
And why you don't just pitch it like the Mortal Kombat, or MTV, right? Like, here's the edgier YouTube. Here it is,
they need to
uncensored.
No, they
YouTube uncut.
They need to pitch it like. Because they're all afraid that's going to be like kiddie shit and terrorism. But it's curated group. And you need to pitch it like, these are more engaged, interested audience in a specific demographic that are willing to spend money in different products. Right. Because they're 18-35 males. in most of the case, and they're interested in these products, and you're going to get a better targeted advertising to these people. How have they not figured that out? So I'm pushing them hard.
Good.
She did say that they just had such a rough last 2 years with all the drama that was going on. That they were kind of like in survival mode, just trying to get out of the mess.
Right, but the problem the problem is they were in survival mode when it came to advertisers, and now they're in survival mode when it comes to users. Because I've started using TikTok, and make fun of TikTok all you want, but their user base is not a joke, dude. And it's because if you're a conservative, you can say whatever the hell you want to on TikTok. I see conservative videos all the time. I see very left-leaning videos all the time. I see shocking content all the time. There is rules on there,
but is it
it's
monetized?
not as strict as YouTube. And so no, it's not exactly monetized. They monetize the platform, but they don't monetize for very many creators. I think there are some monetized creators, but it's not like anybody can monetize.
So that's the problem. The problem is not YouTube, it's the brands. They don't want their ads on that. Right. And I think it's a problem with a messaging by YouTube, their failure to pitch correctly.
I'm not saying that TikTok will be profitable. What I'm saying is that TikTok is going to damage the user base.
It's much easier to, the problem is the brands. Mm-hmm. You're allowed to be on YouTube.
And here's where I sell out one of my friends, and I don't care. When they hear this, they're going to get mad. But I know a lot of people that work at Walmart, and I know people that work in advertising at Walmart. Mm-hmm. And somebody from Walmart, and I won't say which person specifically, said to me, we don't really care about any of that censorship crap. We don't really care about any of the drama. We care about lowering our bids. So we're going to do a 6-month to 1 year hiatus, and when we come back, we're going to have much lower bids.
Oh, well, that was certainly the case when the adpocalypse still happened, that they were trying to negotiate. But I think all of them are back now.
They are, but I'm sure they came back at a much lower price and a much lower bid than they've ever been.
Yes, I think that they definitely used that to their advantage at the time. But I think like you mentioned, Hila, Susan kind of had a good point that they were dealing with a lot internally. And I hope now that they can appreciate that they need to support people like us. Because, by the way, our main channel, H3 Productions, we get the most shit rate. Like the podcast and the highlights channel outmakes that. Our like, how is that possible? We make premium content there that we work really hard on, that we package really nicely, and somehow it makes less money than our highlights channel per CPM.
Right. Right.
What the fuck is that?
Because at some point the algorithm decided that was a problematic channel, that it's rated PG-13 or it's rated PG-17 or something like that. And because of that, when one of those advertisers goes to their little box, settings, they choose, I don't want to be on anything controversial. I don't want to be on anything. And so their advertisers literally will not appear on your channel. Meanwhile, they'll still show up on Epic Rap Battle all the time, even though you literally have Hitler rap battling Darth Vader, right? That's fine. Right.
But they don't curse.
Right.
Yeah. Or like, the classic example is like the Paul brothers who were making pornography essentially for little kids. Mm-hmm. Right. And you've got like a girl in the thong in the thumbnail.
Right.
So they need to get their shit together.
Yeah, I hope they will. I mean, here's the thing. I criticize the things I love. I love gaming, so I criticize it, right? And I feel like I can have an impact there. And I criticize YouTube because I love it. It saved my life. Susan Wojcicki and Robert Kinsel and the decisions they have made kept me from living a life on disability, of poverty. I wouldn't have been able to get the surgery. I wouldn't have been able to get these teeth if they had not given me the opportunities that they have given me, and God love them and God bless them. And I love everyone I've ever met at YouTube, and I have nothing but love and respect for them. That said, boy, do they need to learn how to steer their ship better.
Yeah, I think there's a lot going on back there that we can't fully appreciate. By the way, meeting with her, she's a really thoughtful, intelligent, well-meaning lady.
Yeah.
I mean, my impression of her was very good, and I think we all need to appreciate too that she was the one in Google that was the biggest advocate for acquiring YouTube. That's why she's the CEO. So, yeah, I think they'll get there. I think they're trying their gosh darnest.
Yeah, I never shook her hand. I spoke to her very briefly, and at the Creator Summit last year, and I saw her speak at the Creator Summit, And you could tell how much she loves this platform, how much she loves the creators, how much she loves what she's doing, and how desperate she is to get it right. And the fact that she has toured to see creators like you and Shane Dawson and everyone else, and it's just been incredible to see. I wish they cared about the small creators as much as they care about the big creators, but that's not possible. She can't meet with every small creator. She would literally be doing it for a million years. But I don't know. It's at this point where I don't know if it's solvable. Hank Green, I love Hank Green. He made a video talking about platforms that might try to compete with YouTube. And obviously the Storyfire thing we're doing, I don't think it's meant to compete with YouTube, but it's supplemental. Like Rooster Teeth. The Storyfire thing I was telling you about when we're doing like narrative stuff, it's obviously not going to compete, but it's there to supplement, right? Like roosterteeth.com, right? Or whatever. But if somebody did try to compete with YouTube, you literally can't, because you'll have the same problems as YouTube.
Exactly.
Right? And just like you mentioned,
even worse.
ISIS and child pornography and all this miserable shit.
They've been working for decades on like the legal issues that every individual country has, copyright law. Yeah, they were bankrolled by one of the biggest, most successful companies in the world, because they are only now recently actually making money after decades.
Right.
The amount of ground they've covered is like insurmountable. And I have to say, like, it could be worse, because it could be run
be Facebook.
Yeah, it could be Facebook. Thank you, Hila. You know, it could be worse.
It definitely could be worse. It
could not exist.
It could be Twitter.
Yeah. God forbid.
Right. You know,
I like Twitter. Just don't read the comments.
I like Twitter. I like sharing my life on Twitter. You know, I've started to get way more into Instagram, because to be honest with you,
I never read Instagram comments.
Right, exactly, because they're so hard to even get to. I don't even look, right?
Yes.
And it's just pictures of beautiful women and beautiful people and friends I know doing cool stuff. And it's like, oh, Billy the Fridge is looking great. He's a lot of weight. Oh, Liz Katz, that's a great cosplay. I love this. Oh, that's my friend the Grave Ghoul. She's really killing it these days. And I have a happy experience. People say Instagram is the most depressing experience, you know, based on studies or whatever.
It depends.
But for me, it's the happiest, because I'm just like, oh, these people are doing great, and I'm happy they're doing great.
You just haven't spent enough time on it yet.
Right. Might be,
well,
right?
I think if you're a young girl or even a young guy
it gets depressing, because everything you see is like people at their best, and then you're just sitting at home like.
Also, Photoshop beautiful women who are like.
Oh yeah, when I hung out with when I hung out with this one model who posts a lot on Instagram, I won't say her name or like call anybody out her, but hung out with her for a while, and she showed me. Because I met her in real life, and she's very beautiful in real life. Very beautiful in real life. All these women are, like Liz Katz or Jessica Negre. I've met these women in real life, and they're just beautiful, beautiful people, right? But this girl showed me how she further photoshops and further filters, and showed me all these filters you can just get on the Android store and the iPhone store, and how vastly different the photo that she started with and what she posts goes. And it wasn't like she was changing the shape of her body, because she didn't need to, or the shape of her face, but she might put on lipstick, or she might put on rouge, or she might put on foundation with these makeup apps, and then she would add filters to like change the coloring and change the focus on, make the background blurry so she pops out. And I'm like, holy, you can do that now on a phone? What planet do we live on?
Yeah, it just,
right?
Everyone has like perfect skin, you know.
That's why I like.
Then you look in the mirror and you're like, my skin is fucked. Like, why am I the only person with blackhead?
That's why I like being ugly in public.
Yeah, there's no.
Because come look at my YouTube channel and you'll see gap-toothed, morbidly obese, big titty man, and I will make you feel good about yourself.
Right. Thank you. We appreciate your service. All right. Well, we're at the 2-hour mark.
Oh wow! Really?
We blasted through that.
Man. That went quick.
We could talk all day, but hey, we
really could, man. I love you guys.
Yeah, thank you. I love having you here.
You are 3-4 weeks away.
A month.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, 4 weeks away.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it either.
That's why I wanted to do it now instead of VidCon, because it's like you're going to be a dad come VidCon, and you guys ain't going to want to talk to nobody.
That's actually true. We are going to be
real busy.
We're going to be busy.
Yeah.
Enjoy not sleeping for like 6 months. That's going to be interesting. And
I can't even imagine. I don't know. I still can't really believe it.
That there's just going to be a little guy
in diapers and all that baby stuff.
I know it probably sounds stupid to anyone, but like it starts to become so surreal that like there's a little baby that's half me and half you.
And he's like a full-grown baby now. I can feel like every movement. You can see it.
Dude, you can see her
legs and stuff.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna have a little
It's
guy.
so
right
fascinating because I know I like to say I'm a bit of an empath, but when you first said that, I saw in your smile both this hesitating worry and this wonderment, and you were like, and he's gonna have his diapers, and he's gonna be a little bit, and you seemed so happy and so scared at the same time, and it was fascinating to see that look on your face.
I am, because I don't know. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so jealous. I never wanted kids, but because I grew up in an abusive home, and I don't know that I could be a good dad, and I just wasn't willing to risk it. I was molested and beat up and all this stuff, and I don't think I would. I know I would never do anything like that to a kid, but I don't know that I'm a good person. I don't know that the depression and the anxiety is a good environment to bring a child into. But you guys are killer. I can, I see. From what relationship I've seen on YouTube, but like you guys meeting you in real life and seeing, I think you guys are gonna have a wonderful kid. I think you guys are gonna.
Thank you for the confidence.
I hope.
Thank you.
I hope he looks more like her than you.
Yeah, me too. Unfortunately, I feel like he's gonna look more like me.
I feel like if you find a good relationship where you're gonna be happy with that person, you can have a kid
Right,
too.
exactly, right.
I don't think that. I have anxiety too, and you have issues, and everyone's got issues.
Right.
We got problems.
You
pal.
figure it out.
Plus, you got Shredder. I mean,
that's how I knew I wanted to be a parent.
Right.
Right.
When we got Shredder.
I joke about killing myself.
When I
lose my
you
dog,
take care
right?
of your
When
dog.
Sammy. But here's the thing, I mean it, and it's not a joke. Okay, no, that's a joke. But Bo
That is a
Burnham,
joke.
you interviewed Bo, right?
Yes.
I enjoyed that episode. It was awkward at points, but I enjoyed it because Bo's a little awkward, and you're a little awkward, so it was awkward at points. But I still really enjoyed that episode.
You weren't here?
I was in Israel.
Oh shit! No wonder it was so awkward.
Right, but he, at one point, and this is how I remember it, so forgive me, Bo, if you ever hear this and I'm misremembering it, but I remember at some point, I think on his website, he said he was born on this year and he was going to die on this year. And then he was asked by a reporter, why do you think you're going to die that year? And I think he said, I hope I'm not misremembering this, misquoting the guy, that's the year that I've done the math, and that's the year that my dog will die, and that's the year I plan to kill myself. And I thought that was just a dark joke at that point because I didn't have a dog yet. And now that I have my dog, and this dog, it's the best dog in the world. I love this dog. We literally,
no,
we are
not.
physically.
My dog is.
No. Here's the thing: whoever thinks they have the best dog in the world, they're right, because all dogs are the best dog. Am I wrong? You ever met a bad dog?
No, you're wrong.
I'm in love with Shredder.
But Sammy, God love him. The best thing my ex-wife ever did for me, and she literally saved my life, is she said, even though every time we ever talked about splitting, she's like, and I'm taking the dog because he's my dog. When we finally split, she's like, you should keep the dog. And because she decided to do that, during the darkest points of Christmas after the divorce, no matter how miserable I was, furry little bastards like this thing right here, look at this. Look at this. Be careful, Reddit's going to make fun of you. You let him lick your face. Oh my God, you're so gross. No, but because of little furry monsters like this, I made it through those darkest points. And that dog is so addicted to me now, 24 hours a day. We are physically in contact. Just like when you stepped out just a few minutes ago and Shredder followed you no matter where you're going. Yeah. Sammy's exactly, I literally leaned forward in the chair and Sammy's like, what? Where are we going? What are we doing? He's the most loyal dog. Yeah. And it's wild because when I got him, he was a shitty dog.
Was he?
He grew up, I guess, in a home with 3 other animals, and that made him miserable. And when he came to the house, he was pissing all over the place. He was shitting all over the place. If you tried to pick him up, he would bite you. He would run from you. And we had to just completely change his behaviors.
Man. You
right?
gotta.
But within 6 months, I had him laying in my arms. Hi. I had him laying in my arms, eating treats in my lap, man. And what a triumph, right? And so now, when I'm gone for 5 days, he's just the most depressed dog. And I'm depressed without him. It really is. But if I'm at home, we were within physical contact 24 hours a day. I literally take a bath, and that's the only time he can't touch me. So he's laying next to the tub.
He does that too.
If we're in bed, he's laying next to me, touching me. If I'm filming for YouTube, my dog 90% of the time is laying on a stool next to me with his butt touching my leg, napping.
Yeah.
Unless he has to get up to go out or something
They're
like that.
so pure. I always say to Hila, I wasn't sure about. I'm not he prefers to drink our water.
He always wants to drink my water.
Of course.
They're angels. They are truly angels on this planet Earth.
But
we don't deserve dogs.
I don't know if you've seen Ricky Gervais' new series, Afterlife.
I love it so much. It's so good.
He had a new one?
Yeah, called Afterlife,
the
right?
new one, Afterlife.
Oh, his show.
The show.
I'm sitting back.
I will tell you.
That's how it starts. Is his wife dies from cancer,
right.
And he's super depressed, and he wants to kill himself basically. But then the dog comes in and looks at him like he's hungry or something,
and he's like, I gotta stay alive to feed money. It's so funny because I actually tweeted to Ricky Gervais to tell him what he showed in that show is almost exactly what I experienced after my divorce, because I've turned into an asshole. You can see clips of me being an asshole on the internet because I was being an asshole on the internet because I was hurt and I was miserable and I was suffering and I was depressed. I just didn't want to be there. I didn't want to do anything. And I was just so fucking unhappy. And what he was going through with the suicidal thoughts and the ideology, and I didn't use heroin or anything like that, but I did some really stupid self-destructive stuff because I was just so unhappy. And to see him make it through that show, and I just gone through that entire process and it was about where the character is at the end of that show, I was like, that couldn't have been more real. Like that, if you haven't watched that on Netflix, you have to watch it.
Did you watch the whole thing? Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I didn't know. When did you watch that?
Very fast.
It's
like
just
6
like you watch
episodes too,
everything
right?
on Netflix. It's like in one day.
I tried to stretch it out too. I was like, I want to watch one episode a day because his other series on Netflix, Derek. Have you seen that?
No.
It's he plays like a mentally challenged dude who works at like an old folks home, and you will cry every episode.
Wait, with Gervais?
Yeah.
He plays the mentally challenged?
And he does it really well. He plays like a mentally challenged dude. Carl Plinkington's in the show too, right?
Really?
Yeah.
And it's a drama?
It's a dramedy, I would say.
What the F?
Because it is funny at parts and definitely has some comic relief, but you will cry every episode. If you watch that show and you don't cry at least once, you are not a human. You are dead inside.
That guy's something else, man. He's a real juggernaut.
Yeah, I have nothing but love and respect for that dude. I would take a bullet for that guy. He's easily one of the better comedians. I think so, man. It's not just he's a good comedian, but it's just that he's using his power to tell very real stories no one else is telling.
I wonder if you would ever be in a situation to take a bullet for Ricky.
Probably not. That's why I say it, right? If I ever was in that situation.
You're like at a meet and greet, shaking your hand, and then someone, it's like slow motion, and then you like recall this conversation.
But you guys have to remember, I'm self-destructive anyway. I want to die anyway.
You're looking for a bullet.
Right? Where's the bullet? First of all, I'm walking down Hollywood and Vine last night like, with $100 bills hanging out of my pocket going, somebody stab me.
Yeah. Every time you meet somebody, say, nice to meet you. I'd take a bullet for you.
Yeah, right. Exactly, right?
I'm the bullet guy.
Yeah, I'm the bullet guy.
I'm the bullet guy. I'm fat. I can take 4 or 5, man. Let's do this. Let's party.
You know, I saw an episode of Cops where a fat guy got stabbed, and he was totally fine because there was so much fat. He was so big, it didn't even come close to hitting his vitals. Right? I thought I have a memory.
One
of that.
time being fat is
I had a vivid memory of that, and I if wow, being fat saved this man's life.
Yeah, it's the one time it's useful.
Yeah, I wonder if there's more we haven't yet thought of.
You float really well. So if you're
Do you really?
You float.
Super buoyant.
It's really hard to get to the bottom of the water when I was like 400 pounds or whatever.
So is it easy for you to lay back and just be really buoyant?
Just be there, right? Like so if you ever got like in the ocean, we wouldn't even need a flight jacket, man.
Really?
Just wait for rescue, just be like chilling until a shark comes up and bites you. But you're so fat, he's just going to take a little bit of you, right?
I've been feeling like I just want to go in a pool now that I'm like
it's going to feel
heavier.
Have you not done it?
I haven't.
Oh,
but
because
I've
are
been
you doing
feeling like I want to do it.
Okay, can I really pry? Are you going to like natural childbirth or like water birth or?
I'm not.
So your water birth is like amazing. What are you thinking of doing?
Water birth.
Regular hospital epidural.
Yeah, if you're having
regular shit.
If you're having any,
regular.
like joint pain or anything, get into some
Back
water.
pain.
It's so useful.
That's why I'm sitting like this right now because my back hurts.
I'm so sorry.
Have you heard of a skydiving birth?
What? What? Oh, is that where you pull the cord and then it like jerks you and the baby just plops out?
Yeah.
And hangs from the umbilical cord till you land? Is that what happens?
Right as the head's crowning, you jump out with the doctor, and you have about 5 minutes or so. So it increases the intensity, and you really get it done.
I guess, man.
Yeah, because you don't want to hit that ground. You don't want to hit that ground when the baby's not out all the way.
Or maybe you do.
Maybe you do. It just pops right up.
Maybe if you're in Texas and you just can't get an abortion any other way.
Yeah, there's easier ways to do that. All righty. What do you got for the rest of LA?
This was it. This is the last thing I wanted to do. I did Universal and walked all that mile and did a bunch of rides. I couldn't fit on every ride, but fit on most. And then,
did you do the Harry Potter?
I could not fit on either Harry Potter rides. I was so sad. But I did have a butterbeer, and Mountain Dew can fuck right off because that was amazing.
Dude, I had a butterbeer, and I was like, oh my God, this shit is so dirty.
Yeah, I couldn't finish it, but it was amazing,
good,
right? Yeah.
It's good.
And
it's just like a mega cream soda, right?
I had lunch at like the Three Broomsticks and then did the studio tour, which is the real reason I was there. That's the only thing I cared about.
Yeah.
And then did the Walking Dead experience twice because amazing. It was terrifying because I don't give a shit what they've done about The Walking Dead the last 3 seasons. Since like Negan hit that one guy in the head, I'm just like done, right? But the Walking Dead experience was terrifying. I love haunted houses, man. I'm coming back for, I think in October, to come to Knott's Scary Farm just to do that because I love that scary shit, man.
Well, you got to get on Harry Potter. That's when you know.
Right.
How do they measure you? How do they?
There's a little measurement, little test seat or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, you're so close, honey. Can you just pull your stomach in?" And I'm like, "No," because I could have probably pulled my stomach in to fit the rest of the way, but then I would have to ride a ride like that.
Yeah.
Right. I think I would have. I had no interest in on the wooden roller coaster. I think I would have fit on that one, but I just didn't even.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. But I fit on everything else I wanted to do, so that was
That's
cool.
awesome.
The Simpson ride was really good for such an old ride too. I was like really impressed.
I remember the Simpson ride.
Yeah. But
I do. It was like the car.
Yeah, Bob Country.
Yes.
But Disney, I was able to do. I did Disney in December. Took my friend McJuggernuggets and Adam the Woo. He's a great creator. If you don't know Adam the Woo, look him up on YouTube. He's amazing. And he literally does Disneyland for a living. That's literally his job. He gets the theme parks for a job. It's amazing.
What job is that?
YouTube. He just literally goes and films like rides and films like experiences, and like a new shack opens at Universal. He goes and films the experience and then shares it with everybody. And he's been doing it for like.
How do you not run out of content?
Because there's always something changing at Disneyland. Always something changing.
And he gets a lot of views.
He gets enough. I mean, he gets like 25, 30,000 views per video, and then eventually, like every once in a while, he'll get a viral. His 2 most viral videos. He went into the backstage of Epcot Center, like where stuff was shut down and filmed once. And then another time he went to Universal Studios Florida and the old Nickelodeon soundstage. He filmed the urban decay of the old Nickelodeon soundstage and saw like some of the old stuff where like Ren and Stimpy are still on the wall. And those videos got millions and millions of views and really made his name. But so like that's what he does for a living. He goes to theme parks and explores the country and films cool shit. That's awesome. I watch every episode I have for 3 years. But we went to Disney and I rode my first roller coaster since I was 15. It was the Incredicoaster. I rode them all.
The Incredicoaster.
The Incredicoaster's the
that
the
one's
Incredibles,
nuts.
Right? Yeah, it was terrible.
That one is really intense.
And that was the first experience, right? And then eventually it was amazing.
Yeah.
I have an anxiety disorder, so I mostly just screamed the whole time because I lost complete control.
Yeah.
And then we did both parks. We did Disney California. The only thing I regret doing was the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. Fuck whoever engineered that.
I love that ride.
I hate it.
It's so fun.
You didn't have your man tits choking you as you fell. Okay, that's the difference, right?
Yeah.
I literally had my gut wrap around my head, and I needed to be cut out. That's how bad it was. There's actual footage on Adam's channel of me doing all these rides, and when we were doing the Guardians of the Galaxy one, you can literally see my tits lift up.
No, it's intense.
Yeah, it was bad.
Believe it. Yeah.
Because you fall faster than gravity. It's faster than gravity.
Yeah.
It's insane, right? That's the only one I regret. But Space Mountain was also a hell of an experience because it's a dark roller coaster.
Yeah, I love that one.
And I don't like the dark, and I don't like roller coasters.
Those two are my two favorites.
Right? And so I did use my pain reliever to get through VidCon that day, and I was probably a little buzzed by the time I got to Space Mountain. And I'm glad I was on it because I passed out on Space Mountain before getting to Space Mountain, like in the queue. I passed out at one point, and I played it off like I was just sitting down.
Whoa.
But they knew that I passed out, right? But like, are you sure? And I'm like, man, let's finish this thing. Yeah, no, from like exhaustion. Because I'd walked like 7.5 miles that day, right? Like my body wasn't ready for it. This is December.
You gotta imagine. Yeah, we got to get you like a Disney season pass and just get you out there.
Hell yeah, right? Like, or even just moving to a city, because the walk. I like this morning. I got up and walked 3.5 blocks just for fun, right? And who cares, right? Like I actually have places.
If you
to go
have something to
do.
go, yeah, it makes sense.
Exactly.
Like when I was in New York, man, I was walking so much.
Yeah.
Because it's natural. It's part of your.
Do you ever miss New York?
Not really. I like LA a lot. I mean, New York's really fun to visit, but overall, I think LA is such a fantastic place. I really like LA.
Because John was always the New York boy, right?
He still is.
And then he's moved to the edge of New York.
Well,
now,
he's
right?
in New Jersey now.
Okay,
John,
right.
John's so funny. He goes, he's the New York boy, and then all of a sudden one day he's like, I hate New York.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, you always love New York. And he's like, I never said that. I'm like, John, you're new Mr. New York. No, but he's in New York. He's in New Jersey. He loves it. John,
Casey still loves it. Like he's I think he'll die.
Casey's moving to LA.
Moving to
Is
LA.
he?
Yeah.
What?
He's moving to LA.
Oh man, I need to watch some more Casey.
I don't know if
Neistat. I
that's
didn't
public.
realize that.
Maybe I didn't.
Maybe it's not public?
Bag.
Huh.
Well, what do I know? He didn't tell me not to say anything.
Yeah.
But he told me he's moving to LA.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
But John's doing great. He's fucking killing it.
I know
He's
his
got,
latest
an
videos have been
crew.
amazing.
He put like
man.
3 videos up in the last month. What the
I know.
fuck? He's out uploading me. Not that that's a feat these days, but
Right.
I mean.
It used to be the
Yeah,
opposite.
And plus, unlike your videos are good. I really like. No, just kidding. I love what you've been uploading, but
Mine?
yeah. I was making the
his are
joke that
better.
John's content is better than yours.
Yeah.
But it's not a joke. So
No, it's not.
no, he puts so much work into. The one time I got to hang out with John in real life.
Wait, was it a joke?
No, it's not at all. John's content is amazing. It's like
It's
top
better
tier.
than mine?
It's better than anybody's, dude.
I'm kidding.
No. Well, seriously, it's better than fucking anybody. Seriously, like one time I talked to John. The one time I talked to John, hung out with him at VidCon, and he's like, "Boogie, I want to quit YouTube." And I'm like, "You can't."
He says
quit,
that every.
right.
Don't worry about that.
And he goes, "It's just so hard." And I'm like, "No, it doesn't have to be hard, John. You make it hard on yourself." And he goes, "Every video has to be better than the last video." And I'm like, "No, it doesn't. I would watch you complain about Donkey Kong in your bedroom again. Just make that. Please make that."
I think
he's like,
what-
"No,
I
it
think
has to be good."
He
right?
can't. He's just incapable.
who he is.
He's
right?
neurotic.
He
Yeah, it's
cannot.
actually neurosis.
He
It
is
really
neurotic.
is, right?
Yeah.
I feel bad for the guy, but
No,
it
he's
works
great.
because the videos are always better than the last one,
I
right?
think what he needed is a really good team support system, which he has. He's in a really healthy relationship with a really great girl.
Yep.
And he's just got everything great. And he seems like mentally he's in a good place. He's got a good team around him. And so I think he's just in a healthier place and to be
That's what
creative, you know?
That's what I'm trying to build now for myself, right? I don't think I'll ever meet the girl. I've given up on that, but I've got I hired my first. I hired my team to do my little crappy podcast and little gaming podcast nobody listens to. I was really doing that to try to build their careers, and then hired my roommate who was working custodial at the Hyper building and doing mowing lawns and crap. Hired him on as my PA, and now I have like an actual team and then I'm gearing up to hire to do this story fire creation stuff, the content there with Francis to film in that gaming store I bought and like get some actual actors to make an actual narrative to tell the actual story. And I feel like really creative for the first time in a while, and I feel like I'm sticking to my creative integrity and yeah, it's like I'm in a like really good place. Not that I think if most people were in the place I'm in right now, they would be like, wow, it's hard being you. You're suicidal and miserable. And I'm like, yes, but it's also the best I've ever been. This is the happiest I've ever been, including the whole time I was married, including my first year of Upward Bound, including, I don't know. I feel like I'm taking on the world.
Well, let's keep it going.
Hell yeah.
Let's keep that trajectory going. Let's see you in a year. Let's get you on that Harry Potter ride.
Hell yeah.
And I'm always looking forward to Boogie's next visit.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll see you in exactly 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year?
Yeah.
And I'll have a 1-year-old
shake
baby
little
by
Teddy's
then.
hand.
I know. That's
Gonna be great.
He doesn't exist yet, but he will next year.
It's wild, man. You made life.
Yeah, I know.
And that life is going to affect the world. Do you think about that, right? Like, so what we're all doing as creators, right? We're trying to affect the world a little bit. Either it's just to entertain people or make them happier or whatever, but you're putting real life in the world. That life could cure cancer one day.
It's not. He's not. He's not.
Well, let's hope. Right.
No, he's going to be great. He's going to be a cool dude, but if he's anything like, if he's like me, he's not curing cancer.
He might get really good at Fortnite 3.
Now we're talking. Right. Now we've got expectations in the right place. Not like pro, but like pretty good.
Right, like pretty good. Right?
Yeah.
Like I win like 1 out of 3. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. My dream is to get rich enough so that he just will never have to work and he can play Fortnite all day. A real trust fund, baby.
Hell yeah, right? You ever see Key and Peele has a sketch about Will Smith's son, Jaden?
No.
All right, and it's like super funny sketch, and it's one of my favorites. But Jaden is like reading a script, right? And he's like trying to relate to the script, so he's talking to this agent, and this agent's like, "Yeah, so this he plays basketball," and he goes, "Right, so where does he play the basketball?" And he's like, "Outside," and he's like, "In the hallway?" And he's like, "No, outside." And he's like, "In the garage?" And he's like, no, outside. Well, what is outside? Outside is that area like when you get into your limo, it's the stuff you drive through. And he's like, oh, why would he play ball out there? Right? And it's just like one of those, like, can you imagine raising a kid that's so completely that desensitizes Jaden Smith as to what reality
that's my goal for Theodore.
That's what I want for my dog.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the joy about dogs. You can spoil them like you can't.
And I do so bad. Like, in order to find, because he was addicted to human food when we got him, and he was underweight because they wouldn't feed him very often. So I had to buy one of every treat that existed on Amazon to find 3 that he liked.
Yep.
And now, to feed him those 3, he only eats part of them. There's this one called Goofballs, and it's a white rawhide ball, but there's a little red chicken strip that runs through it. He'll piece out the chicken strip, and I have to throw away the rawhide. And they come out to like $1 a ball. So he's eating like 4 a day. I'm spending $4 a day on one of the treats, but who gives a shit?
Yeah,
he's my dog. I will starve before that dog will do without a goofball.
Yeah, we got to get him. We got to get Goofball's stat. All right, we'll see you in a year.
Thank you, man.
We wish you well. We wish you all the best. We wish you happiness and joy. Stay out of the comments for Christ's sake. Do yourself a favor.
I'm not even checking Twitter for the week.
Stay out. Please. Just do it. Just do a check, and then give yourself a week. And after the week, be like, just check in with yourself. See how you're doing.
Here's what I will say. Let me close with this.
Okay.
If anything I have said in this podcast has been stupid, if anything I've said on the internet has been stupid, I want you to know I have nothing but the best of intentions. The only thing I want is for the people listening right now to have love and prosperity and find some happiness in their life. And if you're unhappy with me, screw me, ignore me, forget I exist, and go find something that makes you happy, man. Don't spend your time tearing me down. Spend your time building yourself up. That's all I've ever tried to do for me. I'm trying to never tear anybody down. Tim Sweeney maybe a little bit from time to time. But for the most part, I'm just trying to build my life up. Please let me do that. And why don't you guys go do that for yourselves, right? I get it. I suck sometimes. I've really screwed up, and I've tried to make up for it. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to put positivity into the world, and I'm trying to help people, whether it's get their teeth done or come play at my game store or whatever, man. And I hope you choose to do the same. Put the same effort you would put into tearing me or Ethan or Hila or little Teddy or Shredder down.
Little Teddy?
Yeah.
He's not even in the world. People are shitting on Teddy.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Use that same effort to build your life out, and let's make this place a better place, man.
There you go.
Let's make Mordor great again.
Yes. Thank you for that. Beautiful. Beautiful. You heard it here, you troll-ass bitches. You fucking hater-ass cocksuckers. You cucks. Get a fucking life, in other words, right?
Well, that's your words, and I will not
Get a
adamantly agree
life,
to
you
them.
motherfucking losers. Yeah, that's how I feel, too. Get a life. All right, guys.
Thank you, man.
Hope you have a terrific weekend. Thank you, as always, for watching. We love and appreciate you. H3 Army, we're going to war. Every episode here on the H3 Podcast, we are going to war.
Thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon. Sons of bitches.
You fucking cucks.
Fucking cock. Get off of Reddit. Go find a girl.
Yeah.